The ceiling fans? They're very attractive. The ceiling fans? They're very attractive.
Coming soon to wherever your Tell-Eyes Vision plays your programming. It's the new series called Yellowstone. Episode Trace, Return of the Sith. It's a story of a family. It's a very corrupt family with a son and his sort of demented father and his evil twin sister. And then there's also, I guess now, a grandson's involved and a chef and that guy that nobody wants to admit they're friends with but go to his parties and islands. And it's the father says, I'm going to put you in jail. And the son says, oh, yeah, well, I'm going to put your grandson in jail. And meanwhile, the sister says, is no one still going to put me in jail? The one guy that did go to jail, well, I don't know what happened to him. It's very confusing. And now there's another brother involved, a brother and sister involved, and no one's going to jail. Very soon. But not yet. But the thing is, none of them really know that they're all just puppets to the real master. No, the real master. And so, they all play their parts. Who will win? Well, he doesn't know. Coming soon to your Tell-Eyes Vision, Yellowstone. Episode Trace, Return of the Sith.
Satellite track.
Information's out there. All you have to do is let it in.
The Incredible Hulk will not be presented this evening.
Clickety click.
Crank up the music. Keep an eye on the back.
This presentation is provided to you to amuse or entertain and not to conform or inform. The content on this channel should not be used to replace professional, financial, medical, or legal advice. All footage taken and used from public sources falls under the fair use of the Digital Millennial Copyright Act of 1998. Therefore, no breach of privacy or copyright has been committed. This show is substantially sourced, not affiliated with any community, club, fraternity, or gang. Your cat may vary. I say, moo.
reminder that obesity kills way more people than gun violence ever has. And yet, we still have no march on obesity, which, ironically, could literally end it.
Satellite tracking continues.
Wow. Wow. Hey, everyone. We made it again. It's Friday night. Whoop, whoop. We're on the right side of the grass. And God willing, you're mostly dry and have power. Some of us aren't that lucky. So we'll definitely be talking a little bit of that. And I have some field reporters out there in the field. And here, let me turn my, where is it? I got to turn my camera on so that way you can all, I can be seen by you. So here we go.
Clickety-click.
There it is. Hey, everyone. Good to be seen by you all. I don't want to, I got things I want to talk about, but I also want to bring out, I have one of my special guests already, or I think they're both already here. So, right. They're both here. I have boots on the ground people over in Florida to let me know what's going on there. So, first of all, let me, I'll bring them one at a time because I updated and made intros. So, for my good friend, Wrights Crispy is here tonight.
Sorry, Charlie.
It's hilarious, dude. You're awesome, man.
Hi, Finn. Oh, it's so good to see you. And I see you've got your partner in crime back there. It's very dark, but I fixed up. I made one for him a long time ago. I kind of fixed. Oh, there he is. Okay, here's your intro. I've got also with us Mr. Rogue Nation.
Power does what it wants.
All right, guys, how we doing?
Power does what it wants.
Can you ask him to point on the dial where it's making him uncomfortable?
Power does what it wants.
My name? Major Lee Awesome. Do you need anything?
Yeah, what's going on?
I don't have a clue.
Why were we called?
I don't answer questions.
Well, I'm asking you what you're doing. You got a video camera in my face, so...
Yeah, I feel threatened.
I don't have a video camera in your face.
Would you mind telling us why?
I don't answer questions.
Okay.
Power does what it
Nice. Dude, you are a master editor, and I know your secret. I wish I still had it. You saved your Windows Movie Maker somehow. It's so cool that you did that.
There's a computer over here by only the grace of God is still running. Like that blue screen of death is showing up more times than the regular screen, but when I need it, it's there. So yeah.
What do you have? Windows 98 on there?
Yeah, probably. Yeah. If it's that new, I don't know. It might be the one before that. I think it's 98 on there. I don't know. But it's like
recently there was a CrowdStrike thing that knocked out like flights all over the place because of the software.
Yeah.
Did you know that Southwest Airlines was unaffected?
100%, yes.
Because they have Windows 3.1.
They had that old computer just like I do. And everyone goofed on them because they never upgraded, but they were the only ones flying planes.
That's very true.
Our United States nuclear missile launch system is also run on really ancient, like 1960s floppy disk software.
Oh, so that should probably help us then, right?
Yeah, no hackers could get in there. They keep it that way because of that. It's
funny.
like inaccessible.
Yeah, except to the government.
Right.
What could possibly go wrong?
Why would they hack themselves?
Yeah, right. Yeah, they have our best interests in mind. Why would they possibly? So there's a lot going on. It's my Friday show where I always cover all kinds of things, and I've got a ton of tabs. We can go over some stuff as long as you all want to hang out with me. And they actually are in Florida, and so as promised, there will be some discussions of Stormwatch. If you want to go into a little bit right now, I'll give you your intro. So here it is.
Stormwatch.
There you go. So what's happening out there? Where like what city are you all in?
We're near Gainesville, but first let me thank you for having us on, man. Thank you, brother. And thanks to everybody who's watching now and in the future. Appreciate you guys. Slap the like button.
And if any auditors are over here, come on in, and maybe you'll like the show and stick around and subscribe, like, share, all that fun stuff too. So,
thank you. Yeah, and Rogue Nation's here with me also. Hello. We live on the same street now, so you'll see that street later on. Okay. But yeah, we live in northern central Florida, right? Pretty much, we were about 60 miles from the eye of the storm, so we got hit. Not as hard as I've seen. I was in Hurricane Andrew in Miami. I had just gotten out of boot camp when that hit Miami. So that's the worst storm that I've seen, but it's really not the storm that does a lot. It's like the aftermath, everybody fighting for water and gasoline. When you called me earlier tonight, I told you we were filling up on gas, but we went and all the pumps you could just click it and it was empty. Wow. And we were about to leave when we noticed the big semi truck refilling the pumps again. So we waited another 10 or 15 minutes and we were able to fill up our gas tanks, which we should have had done already, but we've been going through gas with this generator. Yeah. And I thought we would have enough, but we took care of that and got here just in time. Thanks again for having us.
Oh, God blessed us all that you got through that and you're here.
First and foremost, also thank God for keeping us safe. Thank God for keeping our home safe. And we ask him to help us get through this and help all those who have been affected, recover as well as they can.
Yeah. So, okay. Let's see. Where should we go with this? And I see other people are saying that, like, I'm not sure where Johnny, where you live. I think he said the hurricane just missed him, but this thing was huge and it's still impacting a bunch of states out there. Tennessee and the Carolinas. And, there was a lot of people going to an event out there this weekend at the Carolinas. And I sent a reporter out there to check on it. And this is his report. I'll show you that. And then we'll continue on with the show here.
Stormwatch.
I'm standing here from a live event in South Carolina, just checking out all the different roads, and just be careful crossing. The roads have a little water over them, and make sure your animals stay hydrated if you're bringing them to these events. And cross carefully as you go across. I would say bring your own food, water, and electricity, as most of these places have very limited internet, electricity, water, and everything that you need to sustain right now. So back to you in the studio.
So.
Dude went extra. He
You
didn't
know
need
what's
to.
wild? You literally can find anything on the internet. Seriously. I mean, it's you type in, there's no way. Is there actually a reporter that gave a report under, it's there it was. It was like,
We're thanking God we're safe, but there's another storm coming. It'll be here Tuesday or Wednesday of next week.
That's what I heard. They said it's coming the same kind of path, right? It's like a double whammy.
Pretty much.
Dang.
Yeah, back in 2004, there were 4 hurricanes that ripped through southern Florida, and it did a lot of damage. So it's not strange to have multiple storms. It's not just like back in the day, we get one big hurricane every couple of years or something. This is...
You guys get hammered out there.
Every year. You know what it is? It's all that dang aluminum and barium that they're putting up there and making a figurative tinfoil hat for everybody to be forced to wear,
Yeah. Well, we've covered it many times that you can talk about it, but then every time I discuss like what they're spraying, I get a thing on my thing. It's just contrails from the airplanes with the air pressure. Like they put a little disclaimer on my videos.
It's still to this day?
Oh, they'll still do it. Yeah.
Oh no, they've come out with it in public now. Now they have to.
Well, I know, but I'm saying YouTube does their fact check and always throws a little thing at the bottom, like this guy's crazy.
Yeah. Well, high five to everybody who's watching right now, who has been vindicated by the government finally admitting to what we've been telling our family and friends for years. High five, y'all. See,
right.
They're like putting aluminum over our food, right, to keep it warm. Except they're keeping all of us way too warm.
Yeah. Oh, it's just, where do you start? You talk about what they're putting in the skies. You talk about what's going in the water, the new appeal that Bill Gates sprayed on all our food. God knows what that is, and it's like, it's really tough to try to stay healthy. You just have to do the best you can. We do have an amazing system. The fact that some people think that it's just an accident, we came from monkeys and stuff. This system can cleanse itself, given that we, don't keep feeding it toxins, and it heals itself. And you can prove it. You can cut your finger, and then, like I cut my finger, and it's healing. And what's interesting, and I'm still trying to process how to do this more, but if you cut your finger and you treat it, you just know in a certain amount of time, eventually it'll heal itself. You don't even question it. It's going to happen. And so honestly, that's how we need to start looking at our own selves, like injuries and things that we have. And some people call it the power of the mind or whatever you want to call it. But it's, you start fixating on, I'm listening to this new guy that has some interesting lectures or whatever. And he's saying that, he used to always pray for himself, like, Jesus say, do this, do that, do that. And he realized, he wanted blessings for himself. And he realized that we have the blessing. Jesus gave us our life eternal. He's given us that blessing already. So we already have a blessed life. So what he then started praying for was to bless the life that is in him through Christ, to help out and do the things that he needs to do. He explains it way better. I can put a link in the chat later. But my thought is that we can. Jesus says when we figure this out, we can move mountains. And I do believe we can heal ourselves, given the right time and energy,
A quick story about my psychology teacher in college, Dr. Angie Gonzalez.
Yes, but I also have to say we're not doctors, and listen to your own doctor and don't listen to us. We're just YouTube. Okay, go ahead.
Dr. Angie Gonzalez was like that tough aunt that didn't have any kids, that you would always seek her approval. And then when you finally got her to smile, it was a warm smile that was rare, right? Mm-hmm. That's her. And she was a great teacher, and she told us about the power of the mind. And she busted her knee one time. I was just telling Rogue Nation this story. She fell down these really steep steps on campus and landed on her kneecap. Her patella busted into the winds, like north, south, west, and east, 4 pieces. The paramedics came, and she said that they were able to move her without moving her, if you know what I mean. And they got her in the ambulance and took her to the hospital. And she's a devout Catholic. She would go to Catholic Mass every morning before she went to teach her class in school in the campus, in a church across the street from the campus in downtown Miami. Anyways, she said when she got to the hospital in the emergency room, they said that they had to do surgery and that they were going to sedate her. Well, she's always like preached against modern medicine and all those, pills that these kids are concocting these days that are causing horrible side effects and addictions. So she's always preached against that, and I was already on board with that. So when she told us that, she told the doctor, "No, I don't want any sedative. Give me 15 minutes." She self-hypnotized, and she watched the doctor perform the surgery on her knee.
Wow.
He said that to this day, and even then, she has felt no pain. She disconnected it with the power of her mind.
And I totally believe that because I got this book called Healing Back Pain that was given to me by my brother when he had an issue with some compressed discs and he was in bad pain. And someone gave him that book before his surgery, and he ended up getting rid of his pain without the surgery. And so, thanks. Well, I'll have to use that one for now. I got more drink. Your wish came true.
Get something to eat real quick. We haven't eaten all day, and then he's grabbing.
Well, no worries. If you need to run in and out, just do that. I'll work around it. It's not a problem. And so I got this book given to me, and it really did change my life. It's a very thin book. You can get it on Amazon, and it basically teaches you that if you were to feel something right, if I touched my arm here, I feel it in this area, but it's just nerve endings that then go up to the brain and says he's being touched there, kind of thing, right? Yeah. And it's the same thing with pain. And so, like, if you work out a lot, the oxygen level in your blood diminishes and it gets filled with lactic acid, which causes pain, which causes you to stop working out. So that way you don't tear things and ruin it. And then you rest and you can do it again and get stronger. And so with that idea in mind, what he teaches you in this book is that it happens subconsciously, like your heart beating and breathing, this lactic acid thing. So when you get pain, but it's not from an actual injury, you just wake up and you either slept wrong or you sneezed funny or whatever, that can happen and you can get actual pain from it. But it's for any of those types of things that you're not sure why you got the pain like that you can find that maybe there's a lot of stress going on in your life and it's crushing down on you, and your body literally gives you what's called like a red herring, and all you can think about now is the pain. And so you don't concentrate on the stuff, and it's a way of pain management in your head, but you get pain, physical pain from it. And what he teaches you is, for that type of stuff, you can then fight it and say, well, if I created it through my mind, I can make it go away. And it's the same idea when people walk on nails or hot coals, or like you were saying that teacher did with, hypnotizing. So it's the same idea. You're controlling your pain management in here, and it works because it saved my back forever. And I used to get constant like shoulder or neck. It's all gone. And
mind over matter.
Yeah. And it does work.
And if, another example, I was talking about it, what happened to my professor, to Rogue, when we were on the road the other day, and I went on to tell him about other examples that I've seen it and what we're talking about now. Have you seen those monks that go up into the mountains of Tibet and steam dry their clothes just by meditating? Their clothes are all wet, and it's a mountain, snowy top, and they sit in a circle and they just hum and meditate, and pretty soon you start seeing the steam rising off of them.
Really?
Aside from that, a less extreme example is, you've heard of free divers, right? Those people who dive like really deep without oxygen or without a scuba gear.
Yeah.
And what they do is that they've gotten so in tune with their body's physiology that they can redirect all the oxygen that is being pumped by their blood to only pump to their heart and to their brain. So they'll only activate their bodies every so many meters, so they can just do a little flutter click and just keep going down and down and down into, in crazy depths with no gear on. And they do that because they can train their body that way. And I was also watching another podcast. I don't know if it was Joe Rogan or what it was, but it was one of the Weinstein brothers, Eric Weinstein and his other brother. They're like physicists or whatever. Mm-hmm. And he was talking about how incredible the body is also when a doctor can go in there and do open heart surgery and just do something, make the plumbing go right. But then your body goes back to homeostasis where it heals itself. It's not the doctor healing you. He actually just cut a big old hole in you and like just move some stuff around, but your body goes back to homeostasis. And
True. Yep. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. I love that stuff, dude. I love this channel.
You like that, huh? All right.
Rogue is back. I'm gonna let him talk while I get something to drink.
Yeah, please.
Oh, sorry. You're back, bud.
Well, it's good to see you again, Mr. Nation.
Thank you, buddy. Thank you. Good to see you guys.
Yeah. Well, let's see. What do I have? While he's gone, we can get into some stuff here. We will go to this. Clickety click. We'll go here and here. And we'll go to, I think it's this one. So I thought this was interesting. You know, they used to tell us don't smoke cigarettes at the gas pump.
Yeah.
And what good are these things going to be in these kind of storms?
Yeah, that looks dangerous there.
Yeah, right. Who's going to be charging their car? It's crazy. I saw a Cybertruck driving through some really heavy duty water, and I was thinking, I don't think I'd want to be driving an all electric car going through that.
No, not with lithium. Isn't water like the activator for that to explode?
I believe you're right.
Yeah.
He's absolutely right.
They're sealed. They're sealed. They're fine. They're sealed. Trust me.
Yeah, trust us. Yeah, and if you end up dying, they'll pay money out to your widow or whatever, right? That's what they do.
Did you guys ever see Grandma's Boy?
Is that a movie?
Yeah,
no. Was that one of those guys, the Jackass guys or something?
No. It's funny. There's a guy named JP in that movie, and I'm going to tell my kids that's Elon Musk.
The guy named JP?
If you guys know the movie, you know what I'm talking about. I hate your face. That guy.
No, I have no idea. Okay. All right, let me go back in this here. See what we've got. And I think this is interesting. You know, they do tell you truth every once in a while. This is a billionaire businessman, John Casamides, chairman and CEO of the United Refining Company. And in April of 2022, he discusses how oil is infinite and
change course, John, because that would certainly show that his climate change agenda has been a failure.
Maria, Alaska has 100 years worth of oil, over 100 billion gallons, barrels. Canada has 180 billion barrels. And Maria, that does not count the Arctic Ocean off the coast of Canada and Alaska.
So he's saying about how much oil we actually have. We've talked about, before. Part of this whole thing is to make it look like there's what do you call it? Limited resources.
It's infinite. I mean,
like diamonds.
Infinite, because the earth makes oil. It isn't like the old days. People said, "Oh, it's from dead dinosaurs." That's not from dead dinosaurs. Right. The earth produces the oil.
Just like God created it, right? It just keeps coming out. They say
renewable energy.
Well, they say if you drill out and it empties, you wait long enough and it comes back. So I thought that was interesting. Every once in a while, they let somebody through to tell us, the truth. But then most of the people either don't see it or don't believe it, and they move on. So, and then they have these things. This is in the LA Times. Due to the changing climates, it's almost shameful to want to have children.
Well, it's true. I kind of agree that it's kind of selfish to want half of you running around like kind of narcissistic, a little half me.
Well, no, but brief food multiply. Oh, geez, Finn.
No, there's a guy in London called Social Experimentalist, and he goes around challenging people to justify having children, and nobody can.
Oh my God, that's funny. That is funny. But yeah, isn't that something though? I mean, we definitely are living in what I believe is the little season, short season, because everything's a deception, everything's backwards and a lie. That's what it seems like to me. I mean, look here. I'll show you. Where's that thing I have? Is it on here? Dun, dun, dun. It's not that one. It's not that one. It's over here. Let's see. I'll find it. Don't you worry. Oh,
that social experimentalist guy gave me an idea to do something. He did it once, and I did it. It's when a cop's in front of you, you just tell him, "Hey, man, you guys make me nervous. Do you mind if I take a quick 30 seconds of meditation? You could join in if you want to." And the cop like just stood there, and I just stood silently for 30 seconds.
I think I saw that. It was on one of the YouTube channels, wasn't it?
Yeah, and when I was editing that video, I found out that Officer Kyle Bingham of the Clearwater Police Department actually saw an unhoused person and bought him new clothes because his clothes were all ripped up and stuff. So he did that. So in that 30 seconds of meditation, I put on the screen, this is what he did. Be like Kyle.
Okay.
Don't be like Kevin. Remember Kevin in that post office in Fort Myers? Don't be like Kevin. No.
Here, this. I'll show you. It's this thing. Tell me if you don't believe. It says in the end days that Satan's time will be full of deception. He deceives the whole world. Tell me what this is. Huh. It says Satan will deceive us in those days. I wonder if we'll be able to tell when we're in those deception days. Wow. Anyways, what do you think?
What about CERN? What about CERN?
What about CERN?
Yeah.
Okay. So you've got a hydrogen particle.
The Large Hadron Collider. Yeah.
Right? That they're saying they're smashing atoms and potentially creating a black hole. I mean, it's big, scary stuff. Meanwhile, when you look at the opening ceremonies, it's just a complete satanic ritual where they're dancing around in costumes and the Antichrist is being birthed out on the screen. And it's nuts. And so
people were trying to say, no, it's an ancient Greek and that's Greek Bacchus. And the actual guy himself who did it, he's like, no, I was mocking Christianity, actually. Yeah. That was my whole
right. Or they were doing it because those things are real. Say rituals and stuff, they do that stuff. So whatever's going on at CERN, maybe they've broken through the veil down there because there's areas that they're discussed where that stuff can happen. And they're messing with, dark evil forces there. I wouldn't doubt it. I mean, to me, that potentially, is what is creating the Mandela effect, who's doing it, how and why, we don't know, but it's happening. So a lot of people are pointing there, but I don't think they're actually doing what they say they're doing, just like everything else. I don't believe I don't know where you guys sit with all the moon landing and going to Mars and Elon Musk ships and stuff, but I don't buy any of it, as you know, Finn. And so
what they say they're doing there, just to clarify, is that back in 2009, I think it was September 10th, I remember because it was my birthday, they accelerated the particles and actually crashed them together and created the Higgs boson particle.
Correct, which Homer Simpson predicted, yes.
Yeah, it creates mass, and they say that that's like what created the Earth. And there's a corny joke that says the Higgs boson particle went into church and told the priest, you can't have mass without me. Get it? Well, you can't have... There we go. I thought you didn't get it, but you were looking for that.
I got it. I was just looking for the button. Oh my god.
Yeah, so my friend went there. My friend who is a physicist, he graduated Cal Poly. He went there on his Euro trip that I helped plan for him. Mm-hmm. And he showed me the cloud chamber that they have in there. That was pretty neat. They get like this vacuum chamber and they shoot gamma rays and alpha rays through it. The alpha rays will go straight. The gamma rays are all crazy. And you'll see it form on the condensation of this vacuumed chamber. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah, so I'm not sure what they're doing there, but whatever it is, it's I'm sure not what they're telling us. Just like I don't believe in the moon landing.
What a piece of junk.
She'll make 0.5 past light speed. She may not look like much, but she's got it where it counts, kid. I've made a lot of special modifications myself.
Satellite tracking continues.
You think that went to the moon? And I had a guy on last week. He's the original guy that started talking about this stuff. I mean, no one else was when he was doing it. And I saw him. It was an old, you can still find it. The guy's name is Math Powerland. and he did a like a stand-up routine. He's an artist, a painter, and he would do like stand-up at night and stuff as a hobby kind of thing. And he started going down this rabbit hole that they've lied to us. He couldn't decide between the photo of Earth or a painting, and he does this whole thing: is it a photo or a painting? But he's the first one that said when that thing takes off on the moon, when they leave and the camera pans up, he was like, they leave a guy there? How'd they do it? Yeah. And after we were talking about this in all these different channels for several years, now there's a new backstory that they remote controlled it, and like, sure, I can't get cell service in my house sometimes.
But they were talking to the president on their walkie-talkies, all that stuff.
Yeah, they have the moon call that's on like the phone. I have that too, if you want to see the moon call.
Hey, you know why we're friends? It's because we can have these discussions, and I don't get heated or anything, and you don't either. No. I'm on the fence. I'm still on the fence. I don't know, but is it too far-fetched to think that they lied to us to beat the Russians in the space race and just spend a lot of money? Is it really far-fetched to think that we didn't go there? We just did it as a political move to fool our opponents into outspending them and bankrupting them? No, and that's why now with SpaceX and stuff, I've gone to a few of the launches that got scrubbed, and then they finally launch it at 3:00 in the morning when nobody's going to watch. But what they're doing is sending up, this was the Atlas rocket, to send up dummies to go to the moon to see what the effects would be like on a human. I'm like, didn't we do that already? Oh, that's right. You guys lost all the telemetry. All of it. Like, come on.
You lost
live. I love you.
Yeah, we lost all the telemetry. We lost all the video. The original videos.
Close that door. I'm sorry, man.
No, it's fine.
We have this one little AC unit that is running off the generator, and we're doing it in one room only. So you got to keep the door closed to keep it cool in here. It's still Florida, man. It's still hot down here.
Yeah, what's your temperature?
What is the time and temperature check?
Yeah, right.
I don't know. It's probably like 80-something degrees now at night.
But yeah, so let's see. I have this one. I'll move over here. Look, if and as far as the whole moon landing thing, yes, 100%. That was part of it, as far as the race and beating the Russians. But the bigger picture is it continues the lie that we live on a ball flying through space and God doesn't exist and we're not special. We're just insignificant pieces of dust. So I definitely think that's what continues that.
Well, where Crispy's on the fence, I've fallen over that ceiling fan, man. I don't believe for 1 second that should happen.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah, because, I don't know. I've seen some documentaries on it and stuff, and I've had some stuff pointed out to me, like how they say we don't have the technology anymore to go, or, different stuff like that. And I'm like, isn't the spacecraft and the Smithsonian? Why don't you bust that bitch out and go, you know what I mean? Like, how did we have all this technology back then to go, and then, we haven't gone for the last 30 years? I mean, that doesn't seem legit at all.
No, and they keep wondering how they're going to go through the Van Allen belt, which is all that radiation that no one's gone through. Oh, wait, we did it multiple times in the late 60s, early 70s, but now we don't know how to do it again because we got rid of all that technology, supposedly, allegedly.
Right, yeah.
And then one of the things that got me going, this whole channel actually, is someone mentioned if you type satellite in space, you just get cartoons.
Yeah, ceiling fans.
Right? And then ceiling fans, what they end up putting up there, that's where my thing comes from. But you just get cartoons. And so every once in a while, you'll see a picture of a real satellite, and that's what they do. They're on high, they're what do you call balloons. And every once in a while, you'll see one crash down and stuff, and people will be looking at it and probably get radiation poison or whatever. But yeah, so they're faking it. They don't have these things. And if
I'm not completely on the fence. I'm more leaning on you guys' side. But
good.
I have my friends who are smarter than I who are telling me, no, dude, I can show you on paper. I'm like, yeah, show me for real. I want to build me a shuttle.
That's the Mariner 9 satellite that is my logo basically, and it's a ceiling fan.
That's the Mariner 9 or 8, I think.
And it even
7.
has the little pull switches and everything.
Yeah. They have the pole. This is the one I use. Look, it still has the light chain on it. There it is going around Mars. They don't even care because everyone's asleep. You know, we don't question these things. But yeah, it's pretty nuts what they do. And so I guess we got into space news and didn't realize it. We can hit them with the space news and finish it up. Where is it? It's on one of these buttons. I can't find it. I got too many of these. Here it is.
This week in scary space news.
Okay, so what about this? Your P1000 Nikon, you can zoom in on Saturn and get that, which is 5.65 million miles away. Man, cameras have come around lately, haven't they? Does that make any sense? Because it's space, you can see farther. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's, you know, I'm reading the chats also.
Oh, okay. And then we got.
Thanks, Melanie.
See, this is the other thing. This is what Matt would talk about. Is that a painting? Is that a photo? Is that an image? Image is now the number one thing is a drawing or a painting, and then it's a photo. But they tell you straight up that they use artists to make these things because they don't come in like this.
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this: that if there is, not that, space out there with satellites and stuff flying around, I'm connected right now to the internet with Starlink.
Correct.
And it's pointing somewhere. Do you think it might be something picking up signals like Tesla used to say we had, and they finally figured it out, and they're like stealing Tesla's ideas?
Yeah, I think,
right?
I think we are kind of like this shows, in an enclosed system. I think whatever we are, whatever shape we are, just like it's spoken about, I take everything biblically as a firmament. There's a cover here, and darkness, water, whatever is out here, we can't get to it, and it can't get to us.
Right.
And so if you're using some technology, it's either at a low Earth orbit or it's already there. There's a whole grid system. Tesla's cars run on a completely different than GPS. What's that from? They don't explain it. And you can go out areas in look on Google Maps and stuff and look in like desolate areas and see a grid pattern for like a neighborhood that's not there.
Yeah.
It's just weirdness.
Well, sometimes I can explain that because I worked in new home sales, and when the bubble burst back in 2008, a lot of new home communities got started and never got finished, and I could still drive out to those home sites that don't have houses on them, and they all have power boxes or they don't. It's in different levels, and it's not just one community. I've seen many communities here in Florida because there was a big boom here.
Yeah. Well, I could probably, if we look long enough, I could probably find things that don't make sense. But I'm with you.
No, I'd love going on Google Earth and finding that stuff too.
But if these things were real and you're working off of satellites, of course, you're using Starlink, which really nobody knows much about. Elon keeps it close to the chest. Is it military? Is it Elon? Is it both? If you're using satellite technology, why are they still laying cables on the bottom of the ocean floors to connect wireless technology and different things like that?
Why aren't they putting cables in the ground here so these trees don't knock them down? Let me know when you want to see this video. I got some good video to show you.
Oh, okay. Well, here, let me get out of are we done? Let me see if I finish.
Space talk right now.
Yeah,
I don't want to
finish. Yeah, let's finish space and then we'll do more Stormwatch. So perfect.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's see. We get rid of that.
Space here, first, Stormwatch next.
There. This is so you're telling me. And I'm not mocking anyone if they believe this. I don't. This is supposedly the technology that Elon has where his penis rockets can come back down and land on their own
base of their shaft.
I mean, yeah. I mean, what's causing this to turn? And you tell me that one little thing of, I don't know. I'm not buying
magic.
Magic. Okay. Well, if you add magic to it, then okay.
When my kids ever ask me something I can't explain, I just say magic.
And he gives us a wink and a nod. He always says, "Look, this is Elon. Looks like CGI, but these are real." So why even say that, right? He tells you. He thinks it's definitely CGI. I mean, look at this.
Yeah, I can tell you, living in Florida, I've seen plenty of those things on video, but I've never seen one in real life, like the re-entry and landing. I'm sure they happen. I just haven't seen one. I think maybe he lives out there on the Space Coast, so maybe he has seen it actually landing. So we could talk to him sometime, another time when we get invited back, if we get invited back.
How about the curve? What's going on with the curve of the Earth? It's kind of like going all wonky on the ends here.
Well, that doesn't look like an oblate spheroid. That looks like an obtuse spheroid.
Look at this thing. It's stretching, and now it's going all wonky on this side.
Yeah. Like my wife's belly when she was pregnant with my little girl. It's like that, really. Like it's
Look
like
at that. And we're supposed to believe this is real. And then, of course, here's the other question. Do you see any I don't know, buildings or towns or anything? You don't see anything. Oh, now, of course, it's got this wheel of death here. Hang on.
I want to clarify also, I am not a normie. And he's
no, he's not. Definitely not. No, he's fake spake curious. How about that?
Yes. Yeah.
And now look at Elon tapped in. He doesn't want me to showcase this. Look at that. Okay, fine.
Aside from the truth that we already know, I always seek the truth and beware of those who say they found it. But that's with that one exception of the truth, the way, and the light.
And this guy put it on perfectly. That I was looking into. So
you ever actually look
let's
at
see.
this? Really look. What do you see? And more importantly, what do you not see? You don't see any buildings, any roads, anything, right? And they're going to say that's too high, so how could you possibly see it? So then we look at this. And we're seeing lights. What lights are we seeing? What lights are strong enough that we're seeing them from space, but we can't see any buildings? This is Ireland from space. No buildings, no roads, no nothing. This is Ireland from space at night.
Let me explain that one.
Yes,
if
please.
You're in the dark and you are shining a flashlight on me, I could see the light of the flashlight from far away, but I can't see the flashlight.
Yeah, but I would think you'd see some type of structure. I mean, look at that. You can see roads and things almost, you know? I don't know. I mean, you have a valid point, but I say this is very sus to me.
I'm just thinking, like, you know, I'm in the woods here or something, and if somebody's shining a flashlight towards me, I wouldn't be able to make out what they are in the background of the woods and stuff. I would just see that bright light coming from their flashlight. But I couldn't make out the flashlight, let alone the person holding it, you know?
I hear what you're saying. I agree with that, but I don't know. From space, this seems a bit off to me. That
from 100 yards away in the woods, I wouldn't be able to see it, you know?
Right, but I wouldn't be able to see your flashlight from space. Huh?
Marnie, I hope I get to transcend to your level because that's why I'm here. I want to know the questions that I haven't even thought of asking yet. That's what I love about Richard. You're a godsend, literally.
Oh, you're sweet. I love you, man. In a brotherly way. So
yeah.
Like this, they admit this is a cartoon. They don't get this as a visual of the sun. The sun doesn't look like this. Period. End of story. And then they always scare people with, oh, there's a giant solar flare yesterday, and they go, whoosh. And we don't know what that means. Nobody does on Earth. We don't know what it means. We guess and we narrate it and stuff, but that's fake. So
did you ever see the movie Frequency?
Yeah, is that is that the one with Jodie Foster, or is that the one with
Dennis Quaid?
Dennis Quaid,
Right.
that's the one, yeah.
Yeah, Dennis Quaid and who was the other guy? Jim Caviezel.
Yeah. That's the guy that played Jesus or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
More trivia.
Did I tell you about the time I was checking out, and it was right when the Passion of the Christ came out on DVD, right? I had just gotten a Bluetooth for my BlackBerry phone right when Bluetooth first came out, right? The Motorola one that you'd stick in your ear.
Mm-hmm.
And the lady behind me is checking out with her. Well, I was checking out, but she had Passion of the Christ on DVD. And she said, "What is that thing in your ear?" I said, "It's my hearing aid." And I'm sorry, I'm not making fun of the hearing impaired. I was at the time, though. I'm just telling you the story now. And she felt really bad for asking me.
He's repented now, but yeah, go ahead.
I was just messing with her, right? And then I said, "Oh, I see you got the Passion of the Christ. They wrote a really good book." She's like, "Really?" I got her twice in one checkout.
All right.
The book is great, by the way.
Let me kill the rest of these, and we'll get off of the space news. I think we've pretty much played it out tonight. Where'd it go? I think we're over here. Here we are. Okay. So yeah, and that's a fake sun. That's a fake sun. And then you got what? I'm not sure. What did you want? And then this happened. There's an asteroid that's on its way here, and it's going to hang out with us for a while. They're calling it a mini moon. So we'll have a second moon for a while. Isn't that kind of cool? And again, what are they covering up? I think that, like, if something's happening in space, and they just want to explain it away if we start seeing something in the sky. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right.
Again, I'm reading the chats also. Thanks.
That's okay. And then powerful X-rays could save the Earth from those asteroid collisions. So there you go. I mean, I think, honestly, AI is writing these stories now because they just make up whatever they want. There's no way you can prove any of these things.
There's a place on Facebook called the Clickbait Society.
Mm-hmm.
And if you see any of these clickbait articles, you could go to the Clickbait Society and they'll tell you what it was all about without you having to click on there. They'll be like, "Yeah, it was his father was telling him all along." You know? And like, shit, they were like, "Mysterious stranger makes this boy stop screaming on a plane." It's not a stranger, it was his father all along. He just hadn't seen him.
That's funny.
Yeah.
All right, so you got that.
Time on those clickbait things and having to go through their ads and stuff. Go to the Clickbait Society on Facebook. Tell them Wrights Crispy sent you.
Nice. So the Earth once had a Saturn-like ring system, new evidence suggests. What new evidence? They're saying this happened, what, a gazillion years ago? What is it? Let's see. Roughly 485.4 to 443.8 million years ago. What new information could we possibly come up with if it happened then? You know what I mean? It's like none of this makes any sense.
Well, again, to be the other
Mr.
side.
Science, go for
Books
it.
that are written today are going to be wrong tomorrow. The books that are written
Absolutely.
tomorrow. Yeah.
Well, that's because I say they're lying and it's hard to keep your life straight. That's what's happening. Like this one just came out. 500 million years ago, there was a weird complex creature on Earth because they know why. Why? This is because part of our magnetic field was dying, I guess, almost disappeared and collapsed 591 million years ago. So they just figured this out. Isn't that interesting? That's what I'm saying. You can't argue with these stories. And they say science and it's from space and science, and people see the headline and they move on. And
yeah, you can't argue with them. And just like you can't argue with other liars, they're going to make shit up.
Right.
You know,
100%.
He's like, "Hey, man, I really don't think that was nice of you." What do you mean? I was at the Last Supper and I left a big tip. You can't beat that. they're gonna win every time.
Jeez. So like here, you want to watch? This is how Chinese fake it. Because what you mentioned, and I think you had to leave for a minute. One of the reasons that they would have done this. Thank you, Melanie. Melanie gifted some memberships. You're wonderful. Love that.
Oh, thanks, Melanie.
She's wonderful.
She's a rock in this
right?
community.
She's right there on the mug too. That's her mug. She makes a mug now. The one of the reasons they faked it was to beat the Russians and political and all that. I get that. But the other one, it's worldwide. It's to ignore the existence of God and that we're an enclosed system. It's to keep living the lie of NASA. We're an insignificant speck of dust flying through space. Whereas the difference is there's one Earth, we live on it. There's one God, he's right here, and we're all special in his eyes equally. And so part of it is all these other countries are doing it too. Like we're believing that this is the Chinese space station.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously.
Yeah, there are some people who are actually trying to use that as validation to say, oh, there was, space travel back in the Cultural Revolution, and these Chinese people are fighting against us. Why would they lie to help us, maintain a lie? They said, no, the Chinese government said, hey, we're enemies with the United States. They really did do that, and we wouldn't lie for them. Yeah, you would. Yeah, you would, China. Liars.
We're enemies on Earth, but friends in space. The International Space Station, everyone keeps along, right?
Right.
Of course.
That's legit.
Doesn't the Chinese ball spin way faster than the American one? Doesn't it?
That is pretty quick.
Right?
Yes.
I don't know. Look at that.
That dude that was on the screen just now didn't even look like a real person. It looked like one of those AI people you could get to do your training videos.
Yeah, probably. That guy.
Yeah.
I don't know.
His face looked weird.
Yeah. But maybe somebody's adding in images at this point, but I don't know. It's just ridiculous. Maybe this whole thing is fake. I don't know what to believe on the internet anymore.
This is the place to let my theories fly, right?
Well, the thing is you don't even know what to believe anymore when you're looking at everything's on video. Where to go? Hang on. I did the wrong one. Stop screen. Shoot. You think I know how to work these things yet?
Every week for me, whenever I go on, the same thing. I started a live stream last night on my channel, and I was like
muted all the time. Yep.
Yeah,
Exactly.
the whole time for the first 2 minutes until somebody called me out on it.
Where is it? No, it's not that one. Come on, I'll hit these.
Was that high school back in the 80s?
Yeah, that's an interesting experiment I wanted to bring up to you, but I can't find what I'm looking for. It's ridiculous.
I watched that video.
Oh, here it is. Look at this. This is why you can't. This is why you can't believe anything that you're seeing on video. This came out years ago.
We out here on vacation in the Bahamas. Another beautiful day. Check it out. Check it out. Boom. I want to talk to y'all for a minute about the power of perception.
Yeah, that's a deep fake.
You see, there's a lot that goes in to being a hot social media
No, this was actually his back in the day. They were showing his account or whatever. Somebody just reposted it.
content provider. For instance, y'all think I got time to go on vacation? No. I got social to do. Come on, man, this is blue screen. In fact, I'm gonna keep it 100 with y'all. I haven't looked like this good in years.
That's what you were saying, see?
I've been totally computer generated since like the 90s. You know what?
I despise that dude.
Real blue screen. It's 2019, y'all. Nothing's real.
Ah, there's the marble.
So that was 2019. So what's the technology they have now? So you really can't believe anything.
I don't want to get political, but when my mom got here in the 60s from Dominican Republic, my aunt was dating somebody in the Nixon administration. And my mom, at 16 years old, voted for Nixon several times. I used to tell the story that it was like 3 times, but she corrected me and said, oh, it was way more than that. They gave me a bunch of Puerto Rican certificates, birth certificates, and I went around and voted. I didn't know what I was doing. I was a 16-year-old immigrant that just got here from Dominican Republic. My cousin or sister was dating a guy in the campaign, is what my mom told me. And that happened in the 60s. So how advanced do you think that system is rigged today? Come on.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, okay, 2 things. One is I wanted to once again thank you, Melanie, for the memberships. You're just wonderful. And one of my new besties, I don't know, my new friends I met, this gentleman, I have the greatest time. We're going to do another show hopefully soon. He gave me $5. God bless you, JT. And
God
in fact,
bless you, JT.
I wanted to do with you and Rogue a thing that I did when I had him on my channel. Another thing to make you question. Okay, so this kind of got presented to me somehow. Where is it? One of these. I'll look for it before I get on the screen here, so it won't look so ridiculous. It is here. No, where'd you go? I'll find it. Hang on. Talk amongst yourselves.
Take your time, because I'm trying to find stuff to plug in. I'm unplugging my laptop and plugging the air conditioner.
Yeah, I don't want
in.
you to like go out of power out there. Don't makes
No, it's just getting warm in here. I decided to go like with the coolness that was in here, just so I could charge my laptop so I don't crap out. I was down on low battery. Now I'm at 77%, and I got air conditioning now, I think.
Excellent. All right, I think I have everything I was looking for.
Like my shirt? I thought I was just wearing this today, but I said, yeah, it's going to be appropriate.
Star Wars, nice. See, I still love space. I love Star Wars. I love Star Trek. It's all the same, as Captain Kirk said.
I love fantasy and unicorns and dragons and stuff too.
Well, apparently unicorns are now real, so go figure. They're in the Bible, so whatever.
Hey, there you go, Scotland. Your national animal has materialized finally. Now for Wales, the dragon. Waiting on that.
Okay.
You know that's their national animals, respectively?
Who's this?
Scotland and Wales. Their national animals are the unicorn and the dragon.
Oh, really? Oh.
Yeah.
Well,
if you look at the Welsh flag, it's pretty cool. It has a dragon in it.
That's awesome. I mean, they tell you right straight up, don't they?
The Mozambique flag has an AK-47 in it. That's pretty awesome.
If anyone's listening, I could use more coffee. I say that. That's how she hears. Okay. So let's see. This happened and started me down this weird rabbit hole of other things, other animals. Because I know you all saw this, where this like...
I have seen that.
Oh, you haven't seen this? Where this bear...
No, I have.
Yeah. I mean, it totally looks like a guy in a suit waving to people. And they swear it was a real bear. Okay, fine. I'm not
That's
even
a sun bear, right?
Right. I'm not even going to look into the questioning of the sun bear, because I've got bigger fish to fry, as they say. And because
we're going to talk about the chow chows.
We're going to talk about pandas.
I think pandas are sus. Pandas are
Is my
sus.
parents' dog?
Is my parents' dog
moonlighting as panda?
So
in 2021, we made a cross-country road trip from Florida to San Diego, and we finally got to go to the San Diego Zoo. I've wanted to go to that place since Three's Company back in the day, right?
Uh-huh.
And when I get there, I'm like, all right, where are the pandas? They're like, no, China didn't give us any pandas this time. I'm like, what? What a ripoff. I just got here. I did happen to meet a Navy SEAL when I was in line. I mean, it's really, really, if you meet a Navy SEAL, unless you're in San Diego, that dude is lying. I was in San Diego. It was a real guy.
You can understand seals? That's amazing.
Huh?
You can understand how a seal, like, ooh, ooh, ooh. You understand that? That's pretty amazing.
I'm amphibious.
Yeah, like Dr. Doolittle Doolittle's now spelled with one O, so it's now Dr. Dolittle. But in any case,
they did that, didn't they?
Yeah, Mandela that one right into the wrong name.
Oh my gosh!
So check this out. So they've been caught more than once. This was like the old one where they, had these chows that they got caught with. I talked about it. What's that? I'm
sorry to interrupt. They're not getting rid of them, right? They're still keeping them up there, even though they've been caught red-handed.
Yeah. I have. Let's see. Where's this? Here, I'll show you. I think I have it here.
Mutual Omaha's Wild Kingdom. Brought to you by Silly Fan. Lions and tigers. Lions, bears, oh my. Bears, oh my. The thrill of victory and the agony of defeat.
Today's episode: How pandas are made. How pandas are made.
Satellite tracking continues. Satellite tracking continues.
One, but I have a panda part 2. But let's go over this. So these animals, they're only in China, and they rent them out. You're allowed to have it until they call them back in. There's no way these things could ever survive on their own in nature, in my mind. When you watch how they live, let's see.
Yeah.
The fact that
Do you
they
know
only
what-
eat one thing, bamboo, and since they're a carnivore bear, they can't digest it properly. So
right,
they
they're
have to eat,
specialized eaters. Yeah.
they have to eat tons and tons of this. They end up crapping all day long.
I want to drink.
And so they're either eating or pooping or sitting in chairs or falling out of trees. There's no way these things could survive on their own.
That's funny. Look, my daughter loves the Wildcrats. It's like an animal show for kids. And she can tell you anything and everything about pandas. A group of pandas is called an embarrassment.
Right. And they only mate one day a year or something like that. Like what other animal? None of it makes any sense. The narrative is really sus. And so I don't know what's going on. I think it's a combination. Maybe some are painted dogs. Maybe some are chimera. Maybe some failed experiment in China. I don't know. But
Chimera or chimera? It is a crime, but is it chimera?
Chimera, however you say that. I don't know. But come on, these
I
things
don't mean
can't
to be
live.
pedantic, but I liked your what is it? Your what do you call that? Faux pas. You said chimera because that's correct. Or Freudian slip. There we go. It is a crime.
There you go. It's a crime. It's an actual crime being perpetrated on people. Yeah.
Rogue is back, by the way.
What's that?
Back.
You're back. Oh, Rogue. Hey, Rogue. We were just discussing pandas and how they're made. Here, this is actually how they're made. That other one was
when a mother panda and a father panda get together.
That's what they say, but no, it's actually this.
Mutual of Omaha's Wild Kingdom, brought to you by Silly Fan Man. Lions and tigers and bears, oh my! The thrill of victory and the agony of defeat. Today's episode, how pandas are made.
Hey, the dog is everything. But they kept them there. They kept. I'm telling him the story.
Yeah.
It's like these things started barking at the guests that were visiting the zoo, and they were like, "Hey, wait a minute, pandas don't bark." And they're like, "Yeah, these kinds of pandas do. Shut up and keep them moving, tiny citizen. Get out of here."
Yeah.
Thank you, my love.
No, that's a barking panda. You know, that's what they are. Yeah, it's a special breed. Wow, yours got mine's still empty. Look at that. How sad.
She got here. She actually brought me something else. I was like, "No, bring me another thing." And so I've had 2 deliveries to your nun.
Oh man, you hear that, man? You're never mind.
Rogue is like, Genie's gonna smack the shit out of Finn.
Yeah, he's probably right. That's why I'm just here you go, Rogue. What is he? You got where's this guy? This is
true.
This guy.
That's very true.
I love that. I miss you, man. But we don't skip a beat, no matter how long it takes. You know.
No, exactly. So that's wonderful.
And I love your community too. I love these people in the chat.
Aren't they nice? They are. It's it's not a community. I got out of the community. I'm in this a family. They came here on their own, and everyone's really sweet and loving and they're funny too. So
that's a good one to be, man.
Yeah, great, wonderful. And look at this. See, there's Johnny Cool being cool. Thank you, Johnny. All that helps.
Johnny.
Wonderful. Yeah, I had a dog that just had like over $2,000 worth of surgery in his mouth. So all this is helpful. It's all going to that. So thank you all for.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I just heard a comedian talking about how you should go into the vet. You should go in hey, like you don't give a damn about the pet because they're gonna try to prey on you otherwise. So first question you ask, like they're gonna be like, oh, the dog has a ankle sprain, then it might lead to cancer, so we got to do tests. So the first question you should ask is, hey doc, he got an ankle sprain, how much is it to put him down?
Oh my god.
They're gonna work down to your level instead of
Oh my gosh. I don't even have what I have
No, thank you.
It's hilarious.
and it'll call their bluff. They'll
Or will it? Well, okay, let's take it in the back. Depends on how good of a poker player I guess your vet is.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I just fell right into it. I'm like, hey, whatever. I just needed.
Oh, so for life. Yeah.
I got to get out of here. Ceiling fan, man. Good seeing you again, buddy.
So good to see you. Let's talk again sometime and stay, stay safe and blessed, and God, get you through what's going on out there. I'm glad you have family and friends around.
Thank you. Yeah, we doubled our family size overnight, man. Like he moved in, and it's just there's 4 people over there, 4 people over here.
Like the Brady Bunch.
We were gonna play a board game tonight, all of us together, but now we're here. Yeah, no, this is way better.
Oh, okay, cool. Well, let's see. So we lost one of our field reporters in Florida. We still have one. Should we check on the guy over in South Carolina that's at that event and see how he's doing? Let's see how he's doing.
Storm Watch.
Oh dear, I think we've lost communication.
We lost communication.
These jokes are for me. Sorry. So okay.
Oh boy.
All right.
I got one. This guy went to an interview, and the interviewer says, "I see a 4-year gap in your employment history. What's that all about?" And the guy says, "Oh, that's when I went to Yale." He's like, "Wow, Yale, that's impressive. You're hired." He says, "Thanks. I really need this job."
Oh my god. We all wonder why we're friends. We love the same stupid dad jokes.
That's very true.
I do.
Shoot. All right. Let's see. What do I have next? I have to thank you very much, Marnie73, for the super sticker. I have such an old computer. I don't know what it's. I think. Let's see. I'll look over here. It's supposed to be a fox eating a bone, I think, but it just says super sticker. That's all I get. So thank you very much. Okay, let's see. What's next? They seem to like my field reporter.
That was great.
That one just every time
nice joke. I like that. They said nice yoke.
Nice yoke? Wait, we had this conversation once before. Wasn't that something? What is that? No?
Well, that plays into the joke because it's the Yale, yob, yoke.
That one totally passed me. Oh, my God. Okay, they gave it a rim shot. Nice. I see what they did there. Oh, my God. See, I told you the audience is funny. They're funny. They're super funny in this audience. Okay, let's see. Yeah, it's a lot catching up. You haven't been around, so
I know. I've been super busy with life and homesteading and stuff, man. I haven't really put out too many videos. But the few that I did, it was like when I went out to Colorado with San Joaquin and his family. That was really cool. And we just did a live stream together yesterday where we highlighted this one channel. His channel is called 4 Ensic Media, the number 4 ENSIC Media.
Mm-hmm.
The guy does the best police interaction breakdown videos I've ever seen by far. Better than Audit the Audit, better than Lackluster combined times 100. He's great. 4 Ensic Media. He has 8 videos on his channel. You can watch them all and enjoy every second of every one of them. And only 270 something subscribers. So help him out, help him grow. He's just a great guy. He has a good head on his shoulders, so articulate. He points out things that you didn't even think of, and when he brings it to your attention, you're like, oh my God, yeah, that's right. That's brilliant. Forensic Media, the best I've ever seen do it. So please check it out.
I'll check it out. I'll definitely check it out. So, where am I at here? Oh, I know what I wanted to talk to you about. So, without getting into stuff going on, it's you have your that's right.
Yeah, no, I just put that up for when it's
do our
ready.
storm surge coverage. Hang on, I'll get you the intro, and then we have here. I guess what do we have here? We'll do this. Breaking news.
Storm Watch.
Bum 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 bum.
So what are we looking at here?
This is my road. This is where I live. There's a lot of down trees on this side of the road, and this is where the power lines are. You can see this power line is down.
Oh wow! Look at that. Jeez.
Yeah, you think they'll fix that anytime soon?
Yeah, right.
Maybe. However, roll tape.
Oh, okay. But also, there's like over 1 million people, I think, out without power in some of these states. Yeah.
Yeah, and they got to go to the doctors and hospitals and fire.
Look at these wires sagging, because look at that big old tree fell.
Oh, geez. It's right across the whole road.
Yeah, maybe they'll fix that one too.
Yeah, that one definitely. It's got the whole thing there, and oh my goodness.
And even then,
drag those wires.
Hold on.
Oh, okay.
It's under
it.
So that tree is hot right now, if it has power. But no, because it's also snapped right here. Look at this.
Yeah, I was going to say that tree would be hot, but there is no power running.
Look at this.
Oh, I see.
This tree also snapped and went under, brought those wires under.
You see, it's like 3 spots where the power lines cut off.
Yeah.
Oh, you see those plants? I want to get those plants for my property as a fence. They're so they create such good privacy too.
These here?
Yeah. Why don't we bury those power lines, man? You know?
I know, they always say that it's not cost effective to bury power lines, but how cost effective is it to keep fixing these things? You know what I mean? They could have one expense. They could take the space mission budget for 1 year and fix everything on Earth and then go back to space, right? But they won't do that because,
they
it's
won't.
fake.
The same reason, man, I had this phone, the Samsung Note 7, back in 2017 or something like that. That thing was awesome. It was great. It was the Ferrari of telephones. Figuratively, it really was, because it was bursting into flames and they did a recall. And just like the Ferraris that burst into flames and they did a recall, people are like, I don't want to give this back. I'm driving a Ferrari and this phone is awesome. I don't want to give it back. Oh, but you can't board a plane with that phone anymore. So what? I'll drive now. Oh, now we're going to do an update to where you can't even charge your battery anymore. And that's when I had to finally give the phone back. But it was a far superior phone. Somebody messed up. It was after Steve Jobs died, and somebody let the innovation leak way too much, too quick. They didn't do it in increments like they were supposed to. So they recalled it all back. My phone today is not as good as that phone.
Yeah, no, I agree with you 100%. And we'll cover the phone thing, but let's finish up this here because I have something that goes along with what you're discussing there. Okay.
More damage.
That was it.
It's a tree farm.
A tree farm at the end of the road.
Oh, okay. So we hit the meat and potatoes on it.
Yeah. You see that? It's like 3 big down lines.
Yeah.
Big trees.
And like you said, okay, so maybe they come and fix this, but then you got another one coming in a few days, Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why I'm not chopping up wood out there with my chainsaw, because I have to do all that stuff again. Rogue, he like I told you, he lives across the street. He had just swept up all the leaves in his backyard and made burn piles and all cleaned up. And when he was still in the hotel, we evacuated last night, went to hotels because we're in double wides, right? So this is all wooden matchbox crap, So we went to a concrete block hotel in town, and came back this morning. He was still in the hotel, and I went to go check his house, and I turned that corner and I saw the blanket of leaves everywhere where it was clear. Like, his wife went around there, and the first thing she did was bust out in laughter, in like frustrated laughter. Like,
that is hilarious.
Just clean this shit.
I swear I've seen. Thank you. I swear I've seen stuff like that on the internet where the guy like sweeps all the snow off, and then right as he's finishing, the roof falls, all the shit falls off the roof, and it's just gone. Yeah. Yeah. Oh my goodness.
There's a really funny Cuban comedian named Alvarez Guedes, and he writes about a Cuban in Pennsylvania, and it's like a diary entry every day. He's like, on September 23rd, oh, this is the life. The hustle and bustle of Miami is behind me now, and this is beautiful. Oh, the deer. Why would someone want to kill such a majestic animal? Oh, and the snow, it's like a blanket of white clouds all over your thing. It's beautiful. I have to shovel it because, we got to stay safe and everything. November something. Those damn deer are eating everything again. And I'm shoveling this stuff, and every time that son of a bitch with the snowplow comes and undoes all my work. And like, it progresses into this thing until he's finally back to Miami, and he goes, Miami, this is life. None of that stupid snow, those damn deer that I crashed into that ruined my truck.
No, that's okay. Let's see. Where should we go from here? Okay, and you have more? Or is that the one video we can play?
That was the one video. I'm sorry.
It's fine. You've been a little busy. Yeah. I totally get it. Yeah. Everybody here understands what you're going through. When I say everyone. I love that drop. I come up with ways just to work that word in so I can use that one.
No, and also I thought, like I said, when we were going to get the gasoline, I said, let me record this so we have a little bit of disaster porn to share. We have that. Okay.
Yeah, thank you. No, it was perfect. Well, it was funny because when I just wanted to have like a catchy thumbnail, and I thought maybe you could give me some insight and stuff. But then I actually had people thanking me for like putting this information out there. Because a lot of people are in trouble and without power, and it's pretty bad. So all kidding aside, we are praying for everyone that they get through. Everyone that they get through this.
And I want to implore anybody and everybody who is watching this who has like extra stuff as far as clothes or kids' clothes or anything like that you can find a donation center near you that is going to send stuff out to hurricane relief. A lot of people had, like, this one neighborhood had like every tree fell through everybody's house. In that one neighborhood, everybody's house is ruined mostly. So those people, like, all their clothes are soaked in rainwater, and it's going to mold in 2 days. That's ruined. They're never going to get that stuff back. So if you could get some clothes for kids, especially, let's get those kids some nice, mildly used clothes.
Thank you. That's a good PSA. I have no drop for that, but yes.
No, thank anybody who considers actually doing that. Thank you guys.
Okay, let me see. Let me clear some tabs. We'll get through some of this real quick here. Let's see. What do I have? Let's see. Oh, I definitely have to mention. What's that?
I said I love that picture of Rogue Nation that you have there. Where he's just like cracking up.
I got that from your. Where is it? I don't see it now.
We had a live stream yesterday.
Yeah, I got that from your live stream, so I don't see it on here now. But it's the background.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. I had to find a time where he was looking at because a lot of times he was looking away from the camera. I had to find when we were both looking happy, and I think I got it. Nailed it. Okay.
Yeah, back in the office, he has that seat back there when he comes over to do work and stuff, and I'm like, "That's your Chewbacca seat, man. I'm Han Solo." He got the Chewbacca seat tonight too.
So I have to give a shout out for my wife's soap. She has a soap website, and I'm sure if Melanie hasn't already, she's thrown it in the chat. She's got a special this through October. If you order shampoo,
you get she's making these little, what do you call it, conditioners. See that?
Nice.
Yeah. And I'm one of the test subjects, beta testing, and these things are great. My hair is silky. Look at the body I have. You know, I don't have much hair there, but it.
Told me I'll buy
What's
some.
that? All right, we'll get some to you. I'll get some to you in the Rogue.
And I love the name, Heavenly Savior Farm Soap.
Yeah, Savior Farm Heavenly Soap. Yes.
Oh, okay.
But your way works too. Either way. So. All right. And any of that money that we make on the soap will go to my dog's bill again. So, all right. What do we got to do?
I sent you that back in the day, remember?
Yeah. I thought I'd bring it up because you're here. If that's not the truest thing ever. And there's that other drink that people like, and I can't, just thinking about it makes me kind of ill. It's
like
that
noon, 12 o'clock.
No, it's LaCroix, however you say that.
LaCroix.
Oh, I hate that. Oh my gosh, that's just vile.
That makes one of us because I like it actually.
I figure most everyone does. I don't know. I'm just not a fan. But definitely.
Well, we haven't had it in forever, but back in the day, I did like it. It was good.
Yeah. All right, but back in the day, nobody liked Zima.
Alternative, you know.
Yeah, but in the back in the day, no one ever liked Zima. I don't even understand that.
No.
It's so gross.
I mean, Zima had a stigma attached to that. Like, you're drinking Zima, dude?
Yeah,
Does
right?
your husband drink?
yeah, you're right. 100%. It had that going with it too, which it didn't help it at all in marketing.
I'm having dragon's milk. The milk of a dragon.
This I had to share because this is totally, at least in this house and most households, if the man will admit it.
So true. I feel like such like my wife gets up and she's like, this is so true. She'll get up and take care of all this stuff. I get a sniffle and I'm out for the count.
Right. And then they're helping you as they're sick. Yeah. This is a very truthful meme for sure. But I think we get it. You know what? We get sick worse. We get hit harder because we're men.
Yeah.
That's
no, but also I think this goes to prove that even though we have our different roles and different strengths, we do have that equality where a woman can be stronger than a man in certain situations, even though the strongest woman physically can't be as strong as the strongest man physically, if we're talking about physiologically. In these situations, that is accurate right there, what's on the screen. that's a fact.
Fact. We're spitting out fact. Okay, true. Okay, what's next? This one. This was interesting because I've actually talked a little bit about this before. No, have you ever met anyone who looks even close to this?
Yeah. Have you seen Poor Dirt Farmer's channel?
No.
Jeannie will get that joke.
Oh, you will? All right. There's a joke out there for you, Jeannie. I don't know.
He looks just like him.
Okay, but thinking about it, I'm like, wait a minute. Oh, she did get it. But I was thinking about it, and I thought of someone that does remind me of this, and that's Trump's father.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what's going on there. I think the alien faces are coming through these people. You know what I mean?
Well, I recently saw hair transplant surgeon who broke down every single procedure that he believes Fred and Donald had on their hairs back in the 80s and 90s. He took all the pictures and he showed all the scarring and he said, oh, that is likely this and this procedure, which would leave that exact same scarring and stuff. And he showed everything. He goes, oh, and this was a very experimental thing that back in the day, and only really rich people had access to it. So he must have tried it, but it was a bad one because it leaves you looking like you have a doll hair head. You know?
Okay, but at the same time, he's worried about his hair. Why didn't he fix this thing in his face? It's like,
no, they because they're hyper focused on things. Don't try to make sense out of the senseless, Richard. You know, these people are fucking nuts, and not in a way that we should ridicule them. Except I like these people.
Well,
but in the same sense that, unfortunately, there's people with body image hang-ups and people who will like starve themselves and vomit every day because they think they're fat when you can see their ribs, man.
Yeah.
You know, and that's a horrible, sad mental state. So even though this guy is a scumbag, Fred Trump, he did a lot for the Queens community. But even though he's a scumbag and he has scumbag family, that person had a mental issue and he's suffering from it, and it's apparent. Like, yeah, that thing wouldn't look more fake with a chin strap on it,
right? Well, and the thing is like I've discussed on this channel before, and my political views is I believe that they work for the same team.
Yep,
it doesn't matter. And what's interesting is the beginning of my progression of discovering that the media specifically lies to me was this exact video that just came back around. And I watched this live, and I remember seeing this where I think this is the president of China.
Yeah, that's Japan.
I mean Japan, sorry. And they were at the Forbidden City or garden or pond or whatever, where they have these fish. And Trump, they show that on
my gosh,
where he was impatient and he just dumps it all in. But that's not what happened. When I watched it, you'll see they both do a spoonful, and then when he throws his in, then Trump does his.
So they cut it out and just made it look like Trump is the impatient fool.
Right.
Where the Japanese prime minister looks at him and is like, "Oh, wow, why did you do all that? Even though I just freaking did it myself."
Right. And so that was my starting progression of realizing the news was lying. And then, of course, I went through my Trump and Q and all that stuff and came out the other side. No, they're all lying. They're all together. There's a big club. We're not in it. Yeah.
I'm sorry. Prime Minister Shinzo Abe. That was his name. Thank you for pointing that out, because you just awakened something in my mind that I didn't know that. That's a great example, dude.
Oh, thanks.
And I'm sorry to interrupt you, dude. I interrupt all the time. I'm Finterrupter. I'll go up to an elevator and wait till it starts closing and then stick my hand in there, interrupt it, and open it back up.
But that's another reason we get along. I interrupt people all the time in my real life on these shows. I totally get it. I'm one of those too. So, and then, it plays both sides. I love this one that some of these guys put together.
Today, there is not one member of the United States military who is in active duty in a combat zone in any war zone around the world. The first time this century. What? But let's understand. So where the fuck are we right now?
I saw this. I saw that.
That's fantastic. I love that one. And then, and I said it. So it's basically you're watching a show. It's good cop, bad cop. If you don't like the old white guy, we'll throw in the other white guy. If you don't like that, we'll throw in the black guy or the black woman or the woman president. It's all just trying to appease us as to which slave owner we think is the better one. But in the end, they're all pushing the eventually same agenda. And when Trump's going around now, he's saying everything that we want to hear. If you're a believer in all the stuff I talk about, or if you're a Christian, or he's trying to be this like end all for all those people, when he specifically said he's not a Christian. He's never said that he's found Jesus. He talks about him, but that's it. Even this, Satan knows scripture. And so he specifically is targeting those people, while at the same time, I don't know who he's praying to. And they had this gal that opened up the RNC, and she was praying to some weird demigod with this weird prayer and stuff. And none of it makes sense if you think that they actually have Christian values. So what is he doing? He's going around saying, free puppies and cookies every Saturday if you vote for me. It's this thing. And now you got this Kennedy guy propped up, and he's saying that they're going to get the fluoride out of the water. They're going to get the chemicals out of the food. They're going to get all the chemtrails out of the sky. I mean, he's saying
we already got the fluoride out of the water in Pinellas County. We voted that out.
But I'm just saying, it's like, why don't they just do this? Why do we have to wait for these people to get voted in if this is all happening? It's because it's part of this, what do you call it? Order out of chaos. They make the problem. They come up with the solution.
You know what I really despise about all these people and all these lawmakers is how they keep convening to discuss our God-given rights.
Amen.
As if they're the arbiters. They're like, we have this gun problem, we've been paid a fat government titty in our mouth to come up here and discuss whether we want to take away the rights of the people who gave us this cushy job. No, stop doing that. Start trying to fight human trafficking. Why don't you stop trying to take away guns and start teaching kids to respect all life so they don't go into the school and do something like that? Stop paying your teachers garbage and paying your tax collectors twice as much as your teachers get paid. I'm not making that up.
No.
I went to a tax collector office, and the woman who runs poorly and inefficiently runs that place gets paid $75,000 a year in Pinellas County, where the teachers get paid $36,000 a year in that same county.
And it's sickening when I see what you all do, the audits, and you pull their salaries and stuff, and it's criminal what they pay people. And some of these places you go in, or some of the auditors go in, and they close it down because there's someone with a camera. Meanwhile, they're telling them to go online and get all this information. So why are you there? Why are we paying your salary $100,000 a year to sit on your butt?
Your do nothing job.
Yeah.
You know, you got nothing. And it's not just those people who are the receptionists that are telling you to do that. It's those people who are sitting in the office behind them who really don't have anything better to do than go looking for underage people with Matt Gaetz. You know, those seriously, those people. Yeah, and I'm not picking on one side. They're all bad. They are all bad.
Right. Well, and then look at this. So, and they do whatever they want, you know, that you all, thank you again, Finn, and you and Rogue, if you're listening, for protecting our, you know, at least attempting to prove that we still have rights in this country. But when they do stuff like this, are we even, whatever they say it is, a democracy, republic, are we even doing anything? Because here's where the first lady, Joe Biden, she took over the cabinet meeting. She's done a few of them, apparently.
I was gonna say, is she still the first lady? Is she in charge now? Because
she's in charge now.
Doesn't the Secretary of State get it to do that, or the Vice President?
Well, that's the way it used to be. But no, look at, she's in the cabinet meetings for the last, however many months.
Wow.
Joe Biden has not been in a cabinet meeting for 11 months, and then they put Joe Biden in.
Good. It's not a bad thing to have the entourage of people who are supposed to be the best of us and smarter, taking care of things, except besides one old senile man. So let's count our blessings, y'all.
I agree with you on that. However, no one voted for her to be president and make these decisions.
No, you're right.
They just take over. It's just
that's why I don't agree. I don't agree with her being there.
Yeah, well, exactly. Same with Kamala or however you say her name.
I say
she
Harris.
was just appointed, right? We didn't have a vote and put her in. They just, now she's the candidate, and they bumped out Joe. And I sure miss him because
you did. People who voted for them did vote for her. Her name was on that ballot that you circled and stuff. But it's just like George Carlin says, even though they're like opposing each other in your face, they're all at the same country club and they all have the same agenda. They don't need to have a secret meeting to talk about what they want, because what they want is exactly what the other person wants, is to keep the richer people rich and destroy the middle class. That's why we have so many homeless people. And it's so sad that, and I changed my vocabulary, I call them unhoused, because my friend who is unhoused says he's at home in his own skin. So I just decided
I like that.
Say that, Okay. But these are people not just that are, the loony who just left his family or the drug addict or anything. These are people more and more that were living paycheck to paycheck a couple years ago. Now they just missed one payment and they're out on the streets. They're living in their cars. There are a lot more of them now. So many more of them. And it's not just, they've been put out on the streets. Now that you're on the streets, do you think that the world's leader in incarceration is going to leave you out on the streets just collecting money and begging and stuff? No, the storefront owners the store owners are going to have you get out of their storefront, out of their sight, and you're going to go into a jail, and you're going to go into a system because you're not borrowing money from the government anymore. You're generating $40,000 to $50,000 a year sitting in that cell now from the taxpayers. The prison industrial complex is real. Same as the deep state, all those people who outlive presidents every time they come in and out every 4 years. That prison industrial complex has made America the world's leader in incarceration. 1 in 4 people on this planet who are incarcerated are here in the land of the free. 25% of the world's prisoners are here. And a lot of them are kids. And those are the numbers that we have. We're not going to get the real numbers from China and India and Russia. They probably have a lot more, but I don't think so. I don't think they have private prisons like we do. I don't think they throw people in and take people's liberty on a whim as much as we do.
Yeah. It's hard to say. Obviously, like you said, the information is not coming through there, but just the fact that crime is going on here, it shows
when
you
I said there are a lot of kids in there. A lot of kids sometimes don't have visitors or families, right? Friends, anybody that visits them. So that kid, there were 29 kids on deck, and today there's 28 kids. Nobody transferred that kid anywhere. It's not on the books, and nobody knows what happened to that kid because nobody looked.
Right.
Same
I remember you got into a
explosion.
whole big thing because you and was it Rogue were trying to get records from that juvenile detention center because there's all kinds of stuff we can't talk about on YouTube going on, but you highlighted that and try to let people know that, and that's not an isolated incident. It's nationwide, unfortunately, and just like setting up a speed trap makes money for that city. These prisons make a ton of money off of people, and it's sad. There's
no human trafficking organization that operates without police involvement. Every single one of those human trafficking organizations does have at least one crooked cop helping them out.
Yeah, it would seem like it. I mean, all the movies I watch show you that. But I tell you what, though, as much as I don't know how these puppets react and take over what we see, but I'm sure gonna miss Joe when he's gone because of this stuff.
Meanwhile, you can read the card.
Quote, women are not not allowed.
What did he just say?
They're not without electoral.
What did he just say?
Or political power. No kidding.
What did he just say?
Satellite tracking continues.
You don't even have to re-edit.
Yeah, you lost it. Don't get mad at the people. He looked like Bill Maher for a second when the crowd didn't like his joke.
Right.
Like, what? You found out my senility?
You don't have to edit him up. You just play him naturally, and it writes its own comedy. It's so ridiculous. So now he's out, and Joe Biden's in until I guess we get one of the two running around today. So
man, and it's bad because it's on both sides. Like, we can talk about Trump and see like all the stuff that he has going on, and then look at Kamala or Harris when she said, "We will go into the sanctity of your home and check if you're handling your gun responsibly." Who said the sanctity of your home? We'll go in there and check. Like, what a disconnect from the Constitution that person has. And not like the other side has anything different to say. He's like, we take the guns first, and then we'll figure things out later.
Right. He said that. And he's the one that put up the red flag law, which made us all, enemy number one on YouTube.
Yep. If you're a Christian, a fundamental Christian, you are on a list. And if you're not on the list today, folks, if you remember anything I say, remember this. If you're not on a list in the United States right now, as an American, you should be ashamed of yourself. Go out there and get in good trouble.
That's
very true.
It's funny. Trouble. I heard you say that on one of your shows or something, and I commented to Jeannie. I'm like, that is a great statement. You're doing something wrong if you're not at this point. It means you're complying with everything.
You're a sheep.
And lock, stock, and barrel sheep, and you're asleep. Yeah.
You watch Blue Bloods every week, and you think that Marky Mark is a saint.
Oh my gosh, I don't even have any.
I know his brother Donnie is on that show, but Mark Wahlberg has played a cop in so many cop movies. It's like so sick.
Well, they're entertaining. That's why they're used by saying they're entertaining. They're good at their craft. But then you forget things like exactly they're your favorite handlers, and that's why you forget things like he beat a guy almost to death and got away with it.
The Asian man,
right? Just like one of my favorite, right? One of my favorite.
It was a racist attack against an Asian man. He called him a CH word.
Yeah,
like what you find in the chain. That's what he said to him when he was beating him up, half to death. I'm sorry to cut you off, but that was an important little.
No, you're right.
Facet of that story.
But it's also like one of my favorite handlers growing up, Matthew Broderick, and everyone seems to forget that just however many years ago, he's over in was it Germany or something, and he's driving drunk, and he crashes his car. He killed a mother and daughter in another car, and he got away with it. And so, and he's still, everyone loves him. He's funny at Ferris Bueller and stuff, but we forget these things. We let him go. But that's why God says don't have any idols, is because these people, there are handlers. They're put there to get us thinking that we like them or we know them and so forth. And then they come in with the agenda. They just had, what's his name? The guy with the mustache, the dude from the Big Lebowski. He's always got a mustache. He's like a cowboy. Yeah, he was in that show where he played the farmer with what was that show? It was a funny show.
Jeff Daniels.
It was the one with the guy from that 70s show.
Jeff Bridges.
No, it's not Jeff Bridges either. Okay, what's the guy?
Oh wait. Name? Oh, you're talking about John Leguizamo?
No, wait. Hang on a second. Let me pull this up here. How do I look it up? Dude. And what's it? Big.
Gosh, this stress pain is killing me. I need to relieve myself.
Okay, let's see. Oh shoot, am I gonna find this at all?
I'm gonna get that book. Can you please tell me the name of it again? Something about back pain.
Healing Back Pain by Dr. John Sarno, and it's a real fast
Sarnot.
Sarno Sarno.
No.
And it's a real fast read too. So, and like I said, it changed my life. So, and why can't I find this guy? Oh,
I've been on a health kick recently, and this is like the second night that I've been drinking. I really thank Mass Accountability. Tommy, the guy who was out there with that one dude, and I don't want to even say that one dude's name.
Yeah,
that went bananas on you. But I talked to Tommy about it, and I was like, why did that guy go bananas on Ceiling Fan Man? And Tommy is like, I don't know. Ceiling Fan Man is a saint. That guy's awesome.
Nice.
We love you. And you know what? There are very few people who I look up to and admire and try to emulate and try to understand. The reason I'm on the health kick is because of Mass Accountability. Tommy is a great man, and I really think that he has been put in my life because of a divine providence. So
wow. Well, that's the way we've all connected. I mean, there's through the Holy Spirit is the only way I would even know you, honestly.
Yeah.
Talk and stuff. So it's pretty wild.
I don't doubt it, man. I love you, man. I really, you and Jeannie.
Oh, stop. All right. Tell him I said hi.
I wanted to move next to you guys. I want to buy that one property. That would have been awesome.
Yeah.
But we lived out that dream here with Rogue Nation. He's across the street.
That's right. That is excellent that you did that.
We're gonna get you guys to move here.
All right, we can work on that. You gotta calm down with all the hurricanes out there.
Yeah, but I mean, we could grow shit all year round, dude. So,
that is nice. And you can grow certain fruits and stuff. We can, so you got that going for you.
Oh, I made guava paste this year. Oh,
you made guava paste.
It came out so good. I still have a whole bunch. You want to see? I'm gonna go grab it.
Most important, you can grow coffee out there too, can't you? Or no?
My friend actually showed us his house where he has coffee and cacao in his little like 3rd-acre backyard. He has sugar gliders, Great Danes, turkeys, peacocks, all this stuff in his 3rd-acre backyard. He is Dr. Doolittle. It's a little gay Filipino guy. I love him so much, though. He worked with my wife. My favorite real estate deal. He bought a $115,000 house. It's worth over $600,000 now.
Wow.
And he made it even better with his Dr. Doolittle 1.0.
Well, you had me at he could grow coffee. That's where you had me. You might convince us.
When we saw the place, we saw it had a detached garage, and he said he was going to turn that place into his ceramic studio where he had his kiln. So he built that, and he made the backsplash of his kitchen in his kiln.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's pretty impressive.
Very proud of that guy and that real estate deal.
Definitely give a shout out to Mass Accountability for me. Tell him I said hi and thank you. And maybe we'll get him together on a show with you. That'd be fun.
That'd be great. I think he is, as far as what you guys are doing, he is way more off the fence than I am. He is more like, even more than Rogue Nation. He's on here. You guys is
well, and that's wonderful. But I do like the fact that you both aren't quite there yet, because all I do is I keep chipping away, presenting a new thing. Now I got you thinking about pandas.
Yeah,
it's always something new. Well, I wanted to bring up something, and I also want to tell you something. So, the way this all works on all these channels and stuff, whoever's in charge, the oligarchs, whatever you want to say, deep state, whatever. There's obviously a presence online. We'd be stupid to think that there isn't. And they infiltrate these groups, and they mess with the message. They make
Brian.
Well, okay, but wait. I want to
go on. Interrupter. Go ahead.
I was going to leave all names off of it, because the reason I asked you about that, he's, first of all, look, the group that I started with, where we were discussing, NASA and the shape of the earth and all that, well, you guys were auditing. He was actually there too on High Impact Flicks. Okay. And then he kind of broke away because he saw a lot of the shenanigans, nonsense, attacks that go on with that community. That's why I left it too, because I don't want to be part of social media. But he's entertaining. I've been watching him ever since those days. Then he realized he could do auditing and then commenting and stuff. And obviously he's doing way better than I am. I mean, his numbers and channels.
He's a very, very good charlatan. He can adapt to any community and make money off of it and tell everybody all the catchphrases and buzzwords that they want to hear. Go on.
No, that's fine. We're supposed to be fighting with each other. It seems like all these communities, the auditing community's fighting, and it's just a spark of one thing. And then it goes off, and it's the same with all these ones that I listen to and stuff. I was going to bring up Brian because I like what he did on this last thing. He went on Boots on the Ground and did interviews of people at a gun rally, march. But do you want me to or not? Is it okay?
No. You watch him. Go ahead. Show us what you saw, because I don't watch him. Okay. And you're enlightening me.
Oh, Brian, I don't know if you're listening.
The only time I watched him is when my copyright thing on the YouTube studio showed that he used my video, and I asked him, "Hey man, why didn't you ask me? You just had to ask, and I would have been okay with it." But he didn't do significant contribution to the original work, which is the fair use law. If you just grab somebody's stuff after they faced a person with a gun, risking their life and liberty, and you take that work and you try to just pawn it off without even putting any commentary on it, you're going to get copyright stricken because you're just stealing my stuff. I asked him, what made you use my video? Oh, it came up on the YouTube algorithm on my side panel. Then let me ride my wave with my surfboard on their algorithm, and don't steal the surfboard out from under me, dude. I'll give you another video that you could highlight for your channel because Sergeant Folk Road in Collier County needs attention. Let's do that. Just communicate.
I hear what you're saying 100%. Yeah. I didn't bring this up. I didn't know. I stepped on I I do that a lot. Step on landmines and stuff.
Oh no, I'm not trying to bring a downer on the situation.
No.
It's just he used a video of mine without asking after
and then he gets all the views and you don't. I get it, and it takes.
Well,
money
no. It's just a hypocrisy of it because a few days earlier he was giving a hard time to another auditor because he stole an orange out of.
Yeah, I saw all that nonsense.
He made 4 videos in one day about a guy stealing an orange, which he didn't really steal. He had a tab with that fruit vendor, and he ended up paying it off later. But he made a big deal out of it.
Yeah.
So I told him, when you take something without permission, it's stealing.
That could be part of what I was talking about, but I don't know. I only brought this up because I thought this interaction was good, but now I kind of feel like I shouldn't play it anymore.
No. I'm sorry. It was Debbie Downer.
Well, look, we'll just play this and then we'll get off of this.
Are you for gun control?
Yeah.
Who should control the guns?
Who should control the guns? Probably the government.
Do you trust the government?
No.
You don't trust the government, but you want them to control the guns?
I like how they're both laughing at that point.
Yeah. No, he makes a lot of good points. You're right.
Because that's the hypocrisy of people that come out to these marches. They don't even understand what they're actually discussing. One more, this gal here.
Other than banning guns, what else would you like to see changed? If you could snap your fingers, for example, and create a law, what would it look like? What would it say?
Well, I would create a law just, I don't know. I don't know. That's a difficult question.
So first of all, they haven't even thought about it. They just want to change, but they don't know change to what. And then wait till you hear this second part here.
Would you limit high-capacity magazines or get rid of them altogether?
High-capacity magazines? Yeah. Oh, you mean for guns?
Yeah.
You mean like, Elle and Vogue, is that what you mean? Or Guns and Ammo, maybe that magazine. I don't know.
Right.
But so, okay, differences aside, and I see, and you're my friend, of course, I back you 100%. I'm just saying.
Hey, look, I had a really good conversation with Brian maybe a week ago about a bad guy who was in the chat saying, hey, man, I'm cool with you. And he was like, hey, I'm cool with you. And I was like, hey, Brian, we've had our differences, but that's a bad dude. I'm talking about PDF stuff, CP stuff, right?
Oh. Yeah, we don't want to discuss
it was that. Right. I'm speaking in code for a good reason. And Brian understood where I was coming from, and we were both against that. So regardless of his charlatan acts or whatever, we do disagree. I mean, we do agree on that. Like, we don't want that shit.
And if you do, anybody in the audience that does want to check him out, it's called Here's the Deal. That's his channel. So, and
it's entertaining. It's fun.
Yeah,
everything. But the guy, other than this video that I've seen on your channel for the first time, I've never seen him set foot on the field.
Well, that was the thing. That was new. He was doing a lot of, like you said, just commenting on other videos, and then he did this recently. So that's why I was going to showcase it. But hey, and you know what, Brian, if you ever listen to this, I'd still love to talk to you if you want to. I won't have Finn on with me.
I'll get a hold of him, and I'll share the invite
if he wants. Yeah, of course. Yeah. After tonight, probably no. But hey,
no. I think he is respect where respect is due. Yeah. He can look past my criticism of him and transcend that and be like, okay, Crispy doesn't like me. I'm gonna keep on doing my shit. Yeah. And I respect him for that. He doesn't think I don't think he's aware enough of what he's doing. I think he really believes what he's doing is right, where I think it's more.
Yeah. And then not to bring up like I don't want to really don't anything that you were discussing the other night, other than to say this. Finn made a point that
open book.
all these different channels that I watch or people watch that are auditing. Other than the ones that are like there to just like stare at people eating at a restaurant saying, what are you looking at? I don't agree with that. Or going around and setting up a GoFundMe and then using it to buy matching gold Rolexes. I push that aside. The people like yourself and say Mass Accountability and some of the other ones that are doing this boots on the ground to showcase that our rights are being taken away and no one realizes it. And you do put yourself in jeopardy every time you do it. And that's why I understand if you're not doing it as much. You've got a family and kids and stuff. Because anytime you have an interaction with these cops, So even if you're in the right, they don't care. Because at that moment, they're in charge in their head. They have the gun. They have the law behind them. They can do whatever they want to you, and they can fight it in court. And I've heard them say that many times when an auditor is actually in the right, but he's getting arrested, and they're like, we'll fight it in court.
Yeah.
And because they don't worry about it. Their qualified immunity and all this stuff goes on. And the court system's skewed. Obviously, it's the same company that's running that as the prisons and the cops. So, not to say there isn't a good cop here or there. They're far in between this from what I'm watching you guys. But majority of them, it's just that whole handed down thing. Like the corruption keeps going.
There is a correlation and causation between cops who arrest innocent people a half hour before shift change.
Tell me about this.
Cops know that they're not going to get a conviction out of this, but they can sit around after their shift is over and wait for the DA to call them while they type up some easy paperwork and get overtime. And it's usually on their last year of work because they're really trying to pad their overtime because your pension is based off of your 3 highest paid years. And that's why these guys retire with a nice pension and then get a reserve deputy job to sit in the courthouse someplace. And within a year or two, they're multimillionaires. And we keep digging deeper to pay these guys. And how did he get there? By sending innocent people up the river a half hour before shift change.
Wow.
I wish I was making that up, but an assistant district attorney sent me all those files that she found that correlation, and there was no weight, there's no scales, there's no cash. How is this guy a drug dealer? Oh, it's a half hour before shift change with the same cop over and over again. Wow. Sending innocent people to jail, and it doesn't matter that they don't get convicted and the DA doesn't do anything. That guy got paid, and that person has to go get an attorney. He has to bail out to get his name off of the internet, which is like peeing in a swimming pool, super difficult to get out, and find a job afterwards because he just got fired because he got arrested. That stuff happens every day. Finish the receipts. Thank you, Kimosabe.
Wait, you gotta get this. You gotta get this.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
My kids and I and my family, when we go to bed, we do turn on the TV in the bedroom for a little bit, right?
Okay.
The bed is for sleep. That's you don't sit in bed and watch TV.
Right.
You go out to the living room for that. But sometimes we do, and it's True Grit or Grit TV. And my kids love The Rifleman with Chuck Connors,
right?
and they love the Lone Ranger. And when the Lone Ranger takes his mask off and his hat off, they're like, "It looks like Papa. That's Papa's hair."
Right.
Call me
nice. And you're like, "Yeah, I can see it." That's fantastic. Isn't that
I
great?
love those old shows to watch with my kids because back in the day, they had good morals and values. You know, on The Rifleman, we've watched the reruns already. You know what I mean? We're watching it over and over again now at this point, where the Asian man and his apprentice show up in this town, and people are super racist against them, you know, and then they end up kicking their ass with martial arts and jujitsu. Great.
Fantastic. Shoot.
Chuck Connors, I don't know if he was one of the Bruce Lee students. I think he was, though.
Really? Well, it seems like everyone it says that though. You know, everyone wants to.
He was a tall dude, man.
Yeah, he was.
I'm thinking maybe Kareem Abdul-Jabbar was his tall student, but no, I think Chuck Connors might have been.
He was pretty tall.
Yeah.
Did you ever? If you take that video, there's a fight between Chuck Norris and Bruce Lee in one of these movies. And I don't want to get the copyright strike here. I even played around with it. You can take that scene and you can put any kind of I put on that Barry White music, you put that to it, and the scene it totally changes because they're doing all kinds of weird stuff and taking their shirts off and fight, but it sure changes the whole premise. I'll send it to you. I made it and I can't show it.
Please send me that.
I will. Maybe you can show it on your
I
channel.
love that stuff. I love how they did that for Top Gun, and they showed how homoerotic it was.
Oh my god! This guy, by the way, the guy on the screen right now, where is he? Over here. He totally mentioned this to me. He goes, "So check it out." So Tom Cruise, he's like totally aloof, and he's not into what is it?
He's not into her.
Until she turns. You tell it. You're better
She
at this.
put the cap on. He goes to her house and everything, and he's like, no, and he rides away on his motorcycle, and he leaves her, high and dry, right? And then the next day, she changes her look. Instead of Kelly McGillis with her hair all out, she has it under a ball cap, and she's wearing a jacket like a dude. And they're in the elevator, and that's what got Tom Cruise going. He's like, boom, baby. Talking. And then at the end of the movie, I'll be your wingman any day. that was how the movie ended.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, man. Did I creep anybody out with that?
No, and he started looking at it like the Grease. Like he's not attracted to Olivia Newton-John. Then essentially she looks like a dude at the end, right? In the leather jacket. And stuff. I don't know. It's a weird thing. There's also a whole thing. I covered it, on the not to talk about Grease, but the movie, the ending of that. There's a part in the song that says that she was drowning and he came and saved her, and there's like this whole probably Reddit thread that talks about how that didn't happen and that she really drowned. And that everything we watched was like in her head as she's dying, because the very end of the movie, for no reason whatever, their car just takes off and goes into heaven. So there's that. Yeah, maybe that.
Please come here.
Yeah, he's really good at coming with alternate ideas in movies. Oh, hi. Hello.
How's it going?
It's good.
This is my genie.
She's wonderful. Both of it. You have a wonderful family. I've talked with them many times, and you guys are awesome. And thank you for keeping them all safe. I know Finn's not doing it, so thank you.
Somebody's got to do it.
No,
exactly.
He has a plate of food waiting for me and everything.
Oh, okay. Well, we can start wrapping it up. I don't want to keep you from your food. Let's see. What do I have to show you then? Let me look at these tabs.
Oh, you do have to work tomorrow? Oh,
okay. Well, we're winding it down. Let me just, I'll tell you what.
I'm in the room that everybody's sleeping in.
All right. I'm feeling the pressure. Let's see. Oh, real quick, because we were discussing.
No, take your time. Take your time, because even though we have this slight urgency, we are also very respectful and eye to eye on those tabs that you have. I know every one of those we're gonna have I agree moments on it. let's do this.
Well, let's fire through them. Okay, so this just to prove that we're in a complete what do you call it? Play. The world is a stage. This was the Time magazine cover 4 days before they had the supposed attempted assassination of Trump at the golf course.
Yeah, Rogue Nation will tell you that he believes that was a false flag. So.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's what I'm saying. It's like,
yeah,
it's part of the narrative, part of the stage. So that way,
that's Time Magazine's thing.
Yeah. 4 days before, then you got this where we talked about how you don't know what you're looking at on the internet.
This is too funny. This lady's here.
Okay, you see that lady?
And then there she is.
Same outfit.
And this man.
Okay. And
here.
there he is. Same outfit.
Where is he? He's here.
Right here.
And then he's here as well.
He's back there. And this is the best one, I think.
My favorite one is this lady who's in front of Tao, who is behind Tao.
Oh, wow. That's all fake. Wow.
So that's the thing. You can't tell what you're watching anymore with AI.
Oh, you know what? That's what I was gonna look up. I was gonna do my Philly visit. While everybody was watching the debates, we were on the street covering the it was anti some country protest that we had, right?
Mm-hmm.
My little boy brought a lantern in. Now we have a lantern in our room. Hi, Booger. Hi, Bunny. No,
Oh, you have light. Let there be light.
let me present this real quick. It's
Okay, let
a
me get it up
video
for this.
file. So we went to the protests that were outside in Philly during the debate, and it was a pro, um, not Israel, but the other one.
Mhm.
You know, I'm trying to do my best to not mess
To
up your
dance
channel.
around. Yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah.
Yeah, so that happened because if you say Sanwa King was having trouble with his video because he was leaving the chants in it. I'm gonna leave the audio off.
Yeah, just kill the audio, and then if we need
Yeah.
to, we can stop and start.
But you'll see one moment where I'm covering, and I can just tell you this instead of showing you on.
Yeah,
the
why
video.
don't you do that? You're a good storyteller.
Yeah, let's do that.
True. Yep. Yeah, that's true.
I'm walking along this whole march, right? And there are about 1,000 people, right? And it was pretty funny because Rogue Nation and I joined the cops who were on their bicycles in a big formation right behind the crowd of protesters. Like, so I told the cops who we were with, I was like, oh my God, I feel like I'm really like part of the SS here with you guys. I love this, man. This is so cool. It's like Zikaya and all that stuff. and in my video, you can see it. I put the it's a we do not see so many things march song, right? We do not see them. Right?
Yeah.
That
Yeah,
march
I
song.
understand what you're saying. I understand.
I put that in there, and I'm walking with the cops, and then I told them I went to Hollywood Studios with my little boy, and we were walking with the stormtroopers of the Empire, and it feels the same, man. It feels the
You
same.
hear the
with
music
you
in your
guys.
head.
So then further along, I end up seeing some of these protesters, and I see one guy has a sign, and there's a girl in front of him, and I tell him, hey, man, can you turn your sign around? And he couldn't hear me. And the girl looks at me, and she goes, just go away. I'm like, you fucking moron. Don't you want to get your message out? You're here protesting, and then
They
had
always
this
attack the camera people. Isn't that weird? They hate it if you show it.
They had this little tiny pipsqueak with a shamag on as security, and I think it was a female. I don't know what she
Don't
identified
gender
as.
associate. We
She
never
came up to
know.
me and she was like, "Hey, what's going on?" And I'm like, "I'm just trying to get these people to help them get their message out." And this girl told me to get lost. Oh, it's just that we have a lot of antagonistic people following us and stuff. I'm like, oh, and what are you doing? Oh, I'm the security. And I said, no, you're not. I'm the security. I have the witness that doesn't lie. You see those guys with the blue shirts there on the bikes behind you? When they start cracking your skulls, I'm going to show it to everybody. I'm your security. This is the witness that doesn't lie. So stop acting like a fool with us and understand that we're here to help the people. Whether you want to say something that I disagree with, go ahead. I'm going to protect your right to do that.
That's very true.
Our First Amendment isn't protect rights that we agree with. It's not protecting speech that we agree with.
Yeah, because we don't have it on here on these channels. You know that. There's only so many things we can say. All right, let me clear through these tabs really fast. I feel like I'm holding up your dinner and your family and everything.
No, you're good, man. I love you, though, bro.
Love you too. So this actually happened. The 23andMe board members all resigned at once on September 17th. And let's not forget, and they were the sisters. The other one died, but she ran YouTube.
These are all Mormons, right?
Are they? There were
just 23andMe is Mormon, and you know I used to be Mormon, right? We talked about that.
Yeah, and so
for 1 year.
Besides the fact that they all resigned and nobody really understands why, let's not forget that they had a data leak, which everyone's information.
You know why?
Tell me.
It's they want to baptize everyone in their name. If you want to be in the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints or not, they're going to obligate you to get baptized in their name. So Jeff here is going to baptize himself in the name of Cynthia Fernandez, who didn't want to join us. Jeff just baptized himself for Cynthia. And they have the biggest database and name base and genealogy. That's why they have 23andMe and all those other ones. It's not just one. They have several DNA search sites.
You know what I find interesting is like when everyone says, oh, they're going to do this to you. They're going to take that from you. No, we have free will. Even the other side that doesn't believe in God, we all have this idea. We have God-given rights, free will. Yep. And so the only way they can do these things to us is we have to give them consent. So people were actually paying 23andMe to give them all their information so then they can hack it and sell it on the black market. It's just like we pay for all this.
People pay for Alexa. Back in the day, you used to say, oh my gosh, I hope the FBI doesn't wiretap my phone and hear what I say. And today you say, wiretap, look up a recipe for bun cake.
Yeah. and everyone says, oh, they're going to have cameras everywhere. Well, people are installing them. They're putting them in their front doors, in their houses, and they're everywhere. Besides the ones that are being installed all over the country and the world by the government, we're doing it too. So we're slowly eroding all of our rights, and we're paying for it. The apocalypse is going to be paid for by our tax dollars.
There are two kinds of people in this world. Those who know they're being spied on by China and can extrapolate from insufficient data.
I get it. But there's part of the audience and when what just happened there. Like right down there. I love you. All right, let's finish this up.
This is 11% ABV, man.
Wow. When I was doing my shows, I was drinking, and I would instead of saying, "Give me another beer, honey," I started. I said, "Hey, I whisper to the audience, I'll tell them Oreos, and no one will know what I'm doing," And I don't drink anymore, but coffee and stuff on these streams, but people still call them Oreos in my chat. It's really funny. And then the rest of the people like, why are they talking about cookies? Okay.
Let me Oreos.
Let me finish.
I want to stop this. I'm only doing this really because it's extenuating.
You're going through a lot of
circumstances.
Yeah, I have no problem with that. If you need it here and there, I have no problem with that. Okay. So, and anyways, everyone do their own idea. Oh, I wanted to mention over on, because I do have people still watching me over on Rumble, God bless you, and on Rockfin. And on Rockfin, someone came up with the name. Yeah, it's Sam Elliott. This is the mustache guy I was talking about. This guy.
Oh, okay.
So he plays like Republican, and he was in, I can't think of that show, but it was where it was a rancher and all this stuff. Meanwhile, he just comes out.
Yellowstone?
No, it was a different one. But he comes out total for Harris and how Trump's a horrible person and this, that, and the other. The exact opposite of what he plays on TV and movies. And so, once again, they're handlers. He's really good at acting. And now they're telling him, we need you to do this role to where you pump up the other side, the left side, or whatever you want to call it. So, yeah, that's what their job is. Yeah, the fact that they're entertaining, that's just part of it. But they have messages to give to us, and that's why. So thank you, Waterstar.
Can I give you a message that I saw?
You give me a message, what, telepathy, or what do you mean?
No. Just I'm looking for this screen record that I did.
Okay. Well, look for that, and I'll...
Here we go. I got it.
Uh-oh.
Turn that off! And as a woman, there's a balance to be struck between being tough and being a bitch.
Wow.
Turn that off!
That's our next president.
Shit. That's our next handler.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got another one.
Oh gosh! All right, hit us with it.
Hold on. It's coming up. Hold on. Gosh, where is it?
Sorry, I was hitting a button.
Oh, this isn't it, but you got to see this anyway. Look at this.
I see.
Hold on. Start that one again. It's a cop taking a bribe.
Oh, all right. I'll go full screen on that one. Here we go.
Why isn't it playing?
I don't know. I like our high-tech show here, though. It's awesome.
Yeah, right. Here we go. Hold on.
Here, I'll give it the transition.
No, it went on. It just happened.
It's not working? There we go. Okay.
He tried to give it back, and then the guy was like, "No, you keep it." And he was like, "Okay." You want to see it again?
Sure, why not?
All right, hold on.
Uh-oh. We'll fix it in post-edit.
Wait. Oh, my phone. Hold on.
All right, well, your whole family's like hungry and starving and want to go to sleep.
There we go. No, I'm the only one who hasn't eaten. They're going to sleep. Here we go.
There we go. You keep it. Okay.
Isn't that bad?
Yeah, that's terrible.
That's a cop in uniform taking a bribe from a guy who dug a well on a property, took the money, and denied that he got the money in cash.
Wow.
Yeah, $4,000. Yeah, the guy was interviewed by Rogue Nation. He lives here in Columbia County, just north of us. His name's Derek Sneed. And since 2018, he got arrested 6 times on bullshit charges every single time. And he's beat them all. And he's telling us his story. So tune in to Rogue Nation Audits. If you just type in Rogue Nation, you're going to end up with a Tom Cruise movie. And they're going to handle you more than Rogue Nation Audits.
Well, that's why lovely Melanie, if she's still here, throw his link in there again. You're both in the description too. I have your channels in there. So, all right, let me.
All of you guys, man.
Have you seen this one? Is the question. Let's see. I think it's this button. This one.
Notice, how does the press get this information that's classified? How do they do it? You know why? Because it's an illegal process. You are old enough to have seen a time that was much different. You never saw heads chopped off.
Why does that make me laugh so much?
Because he does that all the time. He does that, and then I think it was Shane Gillis, the comedian, who broke down how to imitate him. He says, all you got to do is make an observation, and then tell people how you noticed that observation. I got to Wisconsin. I saw so many homeless people, and I said to myself, oh, my God, look how many homeless people. That's
really good.
Until a few years ago, they built pipelines, and they failed. Didn't work. They paid millions and millions and hundreds of millions of dollars to consultants and lawyers, and they failed. I asked, what's going on in Chicago? What is going on? There's no excuse for it.
That last one got me.
Isn't that something? Oh shit! Let's finish it.
I'm sorry.
I think it should be. I think it would be frankly more interesting. I know how good everybody's ratings are right now, but I think it'd actually be. I think it'd actually be better. How are the Republicans going to finally get together? Where did all these people came that voted for Donald Trump? And he was all set. I spoke to him on the phone. Very nice guy.
I hear he wanted that meeting with you as well.
He wanted it, but we called. And I heard about it.
Oh, man, I wish you guys could understand Spanish because they call him Caco Muñeca, doll head. And there's a Dominican guy who does like a Dominican accent on him, but speaking American, like English, but with a Dominican accent. It's so funny, man. You got to hear it. You got to hear it.
Oh shoot! Okay, well that felt good. And then I wanted to cover this because you actually brought this up about the whole phone, man. And they said that they were having a thing where in Lebanon, I think, like and I don't know how people are having pagers unless you're a drug dealer, but the pagers were supposedly blowing up, and then like all battery things, electronic phones and stuff were blowing up, I guess, for a while there, supposedly, allegedly. And then
you haven't seen any of the well, there are media agents on the street in the field who are showing this stuff. Have you heard of what's his name? There's Rage Intel. Have you heard of them?
No.
Okay, and then there's this one. It's not the Enforcer. There's another one. I'll send you the link.
Okay.
But these people are like showing raw video of actual stuff, and like
okay, I hear you, but,
hip and shit. You know.
But when we go into it, like what's happening, what isn't, because it's all coming over on the video, and we've just proven we don't know what we're seeing anymore. And then this comes out. So they had this movie that came out.
John Cena?
Yes, right? And they asked for a phone strike in this movie. And this is before we got the thing that the phones are blowing up. And so they type in a phone strike code, and then everyone's phone, just like in real life, blows up and starts injuring and killing everyone.
Okay, hold on. Richard, you're Jewish. They didn't tell you about this before it happened? Aren't you part of
next day on the UJ? Okay, yeah, OJ.
No, I am so glad you are saved, brother.
Oh yeah, me too. God bless. But isn't that something? Like they always show us in movies and stuff. I remember they came out with a movie. It was like an end of the world movie where like a ship crashed onto a shore, and then like a week later that exact thing happened. They had movies where they had train derailments that were blowing up like chemical clouds in the sky, and then later that happened. So I don't know.
And we're not hearing much about that town anymore.
No,
you know what I mean?
We've moved on. It's like we're the what do you call it? Like a
short attention span.
Right, exactly. So much I didn't know what I was saying. How about this?
It's a chemical warfare that happened on our territory. So
yeah.
Oh my God, this guy.
Yeah, but the shit we put up with, and it's true. Like, which one's the real Diddy?
Yeah,
they do this to us all the time.
Each one is a bad day.
Well, yeah, right. They're both. But then of course you can always go to this. There she was.
Give me some Cambodian breast milk from Queens.
You got to sing with me. There she was, just walking down the street singing. You got it.
Do-wah, diddy, diddy, dumb, diddy, do. Nice.
God bless you, Finn. Thank you for singing with me. I don't know. I found this funny. Maybe it's just me, but
I like it. I like it.
And then
I was looking for the video where she said that she's going to come into the sanctity of our home and check if we're being responsible.
Oh, I believe you.
Recorded that one too. Have you seen that one?
No, you told me about it just a few minutes ago. But yeah,
give me a
look
second.
at this. Are we? Wait, are you still believing in this? For reals? Look at this, Finn. And I'm not body shaming people, but this is Pat Nixon. That's Pat Nixon, and that's a Rockefeller's wife. Seriously.
Those two gentlemen look handsome.
They're women. What's the matter with you? These two women look handsome. So I'm telling you, we're totally in such a play stage. It's
hey, and look, you want to see something weird?
This whole show's been that.
You see that woman right there? That's not a woman.
Hang on,
and
let me get
Busta
over
Rhymes knows it. Look at Busta Rhymes. He's like, I'm not gonna mess with her. Did you see that?
I saw a little bit at the end there.
This is a poignant, and please bear with me.
Is there a bear with you?
You brought up P. Diddy, right? And
yeah.
Did you know that he hired a person who was born one way and then changed themselves into another way to be the lead model and dancer, and not just the I love it when you call me Big Papa video, but also in the Flavor in Your Ear video by Craig Mack. Both these videos feature the same dancer who has a clear Adam's apple. Look at him. Look at him. That person is deceased now. Rest in peace. Because one of these two guys didn't like what happened in that video. And they were like, okay, thanks a lot, Diddy. Now I have to kill this person because you embarrassed me.
There's a lot of weirdness going on with rap now. It's all like being exposed. No, I believe you.
Please look it up. That's the common knowledge at this point. No, really. Willie D from the Ghetto Boys did a whole stream about it and how people admitted that was a dude in those two very prominent, the Big Papa video and the Flavor in Your Ear video. You'll see him dancing with his back muscles and everything, and everybody's like, wow, she's hot. No, that's so fast.
I'll tell you something. If I haven't seen it, I'm sure Jen's in the chat. She does that meltology. She usually covers the shims, and so I'm sure I'll see it there if she hasn't already covered it. Okay, enough with the shims. Let's finish up here. This was interesting. It was. I'm not even gonna. Well, we're running out of time anyways. But this was.
No, take your time, please. Everybody's cool here.
Well, this was an experiment to show you that.
That it was more awesome in the 80s.
Yeah, well, that too. But they had this experiment where they had these kids. They had these words, and they had to, like what do you call it, anagram, whatever, make them into other words. And
portmanteau.
Well, like you could take bat and turn it to tab, and things like that.
Okay.
You can move it around and make other words out of these. And what they did is they gave some of the kids words that you could change into something else, like these. And of course, they finished fairly soon and they raised their hands. They were done. Meanwhile, these other kids, they gave words that they can't, it's impossible. But everyone thought they got the same words. And so now you've got these other kids that got these words that you can't do anything with. They're feeling bad and left out and stupid that they couldn't do what these other kids did. And it's a really interesting thing about how they kind of give in and just say that they could also, even though they can't. And it's another one of those things that shows you that how we give in to pressure and peer pressure, like I am rushing through the show.
Thank you so much for affirming my correct decision in homeschooling my kids and not subjecting them to this bullshit. Oh my God, if my kids were sitting in that class and they gave them something different than everybody else just to fuck with them, screw you, public school system.
But your kids would probably stand up and say, hey, this is a bullshit test. No,
yeah, they would. But it's so mean that you just randomly or subjectively picked a percentage of the kids in that class to give them a different sheet, Yeah.
All right. And then this one, of course, it's always attack on Christianity. They don't seem to have a problem. That's why it's true, because they don't have a problem with any other discussions of like Buddha or even whatever, Muhammad, all that. But no, it's attack on Christianity.
Yeah, Buddhist fundamentalists are not on a list in the United States.
No. And when people stub their toe, they don't scream, oh my God, Buddha. You know what I mean? It's interesting. The people that'll scream.
When people try to say that, I'm sorry to interrupt. When people try to say that Jews run everything, write a check with the Jewish date on it and see if they'll cash that.
That's fantastic, Finn. I love it. I'll use that. I'm going to steal that. Look at this. So you can. They have these machines where you personalize your Coke can, right?
As a message. You can put Allah loves you.
Allah loves you is fine. No problem with that, right? You know where this is going.
Or you could even put, let's just try it out. Buddha.
No problem.
Loves you.
No problem.
But you cannot even type in the word Jesus.
Oh, really?
Not
Even if you're
allowed to
Cuban?
sit on the can.
And
Yeah,
if
right.
you
You're
have to
screwed if your
Messiah?
name is Jesus, I guess, right?
Come on
Everything else is
now.
good though.
Jeez.
Do this last one.
Even if I put, let's see, Satan.
Oh no, bro.
Hold on. Satan loves you.
No
You
problem.
can put that.
They got no problem with that.
You can put Satan loves you, Allah loves you, Buddha loves you. But when you type in this word,
No, you better step off.
Right? We can't have any of that in this town. Isn't that something?
Hey, mistake number 1
is
stepping into a McDonald's. Mistake
Right.
number 2,
Buying a
talking
Coke.
to a computer and having them like, get out of here. Dude.
I hear you. I hear you. Yeah. Okay, what's last? Let's see. I don't want to say that.
Right.
You just can read it. Okay.
Wait, no, go back to that one.
No, I already got rid of it. I'm not going to say it out loud.
Oh, I got you. I wanted to. I'll go back and check. 'Cause I only got
Normal
halfway
cat
through
is
it.
meow and Texan cat is meowy. Meowdy. Meowdy.
Meowdy.
Meowdy.
That's a cute picture.
And then this one, I thought this one cracked me up. This is for my nerds in the audience.
Oh my God, that's a good one. Star
Isn't
Trek,
it?
the red shirts always get shot, but
Correct.
Star Wars, the stormtroopers suck at shooting people.
There you go.
So-
Schroeder's cat, exactly. Yeah. Okay, so I cleared my tabs. Whew.
That's a good one. I like that last one, man, because again, I love Star Wars.
And yeah.
I just got my kids into Star Trek, but they're still too young.
Oh,
It's still too brainy for them.
yeah.
But I was trying to show them that, like, everybody except Mexicans were accepted in the future. Come on now.
Okay, wait. Oh shit! You really ruined Star Trek now for me. That's so funny.
No, I've actually looked into that a lot, and the apologists claim that, oh no, in Deep Space Nine there was this little guy that was the barkeep. Or some
Oh,
shit.
that's helpful. Yeah. He was running around with a rag cleaning. Great.
Oh, and Ricardo Montalban played a Klingon. That's not a Mexican, though. Come on, he played a Klingon. He might have been a Mexican actor, but in Gene Roddenberry's fantasy world, they didn't exist.
That is so funny. I never even looked at it that way. That is fantastic.
And they said that because in the 60s, Mexican Americans were only 4% of the population in the United States, as opposed to 40% at this point. Oh my gosh, everybody run. The brown people are taking over. But that they made Chekhov because they were in a space race. So that, even though there was less than 1% of Russian Americans, they decided to have that representation to show unity and peace in the future. Fuck the
I'm still fixated on what you said.
Fuck
I'll
the
never look at it the same way again. That was nuts. That they had none. That's so funny. That is really funny. But yeah, if you're gonna indoctrinate your children into, you got to start with the original series and then work your way out.
Oh yes, definitely. The Trouble with Tribbles. I'm gonna start with that episode first.
Oh, you're gonna start with that one?
It's cute.
Yeah, that's true. That's a good beginning of that. But I tell you something. I still have fond memories. My dad and I used to watch those reruns. So, there is something to be said. There's I have fun memories from it. Now I understand it's all part of the indoctrination of space. But hey, they're great shows. And they're some of my favorite handlers.
Yep. I skipped school a lot and malingered a lot to get out of school. And I watched it at home in daytime TV.
That's what we did. And that was back in the VCR days. I'd actually record them so I could watch it with my dad like later and stuff. So. All right. What do I have to clean house here? Let's see. Thank you, Melanie, again. Looks like she did it a second time and I didn't notice it. God bless you. All those help. All those memberships definitely help my channel. And it looks like, did Brandon Mitchell just show up? Or have you been?
Brandon Mitchell is here? Oh
if
my gosh! Let me tell you about Brandon Mitchell.
Okay, but first of all, he's tardy.
I don't feel tardy.
So
You got to play that whole thing for him later, but he is a stalwart supporter. He has not only been a strong supporter, but we've supported him. He suffered a loss of his brother, and I'll never forget that, man. We got your back in front of your sides for that, and thank you for having our back. I really appreciate you, Brandon Mitchell. It's
nice.
I can count people on one hand who have supported my channel: Leslie Sylvan, Brandon Mitchell, and a few others. But you two are on the top of the list. Thank you again, brother.
Awesome.
I wanted to say Lou, Skunt, but it's just foul on this channel. That guy was always there.
Yeah, I see that name on your shows when I'm watching.
Thank you, Lou. Thank you, Brandon. Thank you, Leslie.
The black and white animal that walks on the ground and shoots things out of it.
Yes.
Yeah, you got it. Look, hey, I can't think of a better way to finish this out with what a wonderful thing you just said there. So God bless you, Finn. I always love talking to you. Thank you for taking the time, and thank Rogue when you see him too, and your families for letting me have you all captive for this amount of time. I know it's late there. So take care. Make sure everyone, gets enough food, water, and everything to eat and shelter, and God bless you.
We're set. We love this. We live for this.
And we'll keep praying for you because I know there's other storms coming and stuff, and not just you, everyone out there.
Yes,
and I guess
pray for our neighbors. Yes.
What I'd like to, I'll end out with saying, please, dear Lord, watch over us and protect us. And whoever's listening to the sound of my voice, either now or later, may God watch over you and your families and get you through these times, whatever you're dealing with, because we're all dealing with something right now. And then he walks us through these times with love, with joy in our hearts, and by his grace, we'll all make it through these troubles, and by each other's help, love thy neighbor as thyself is the greatest teaching, and we'll get through this together. And thank you, everyone, for all of your love and prayers and blessings. And I do have to remember to say a special prayer for a cat named Sammy that someone is potentially losing tonight. And so prayers for healing for the cat and also for the family that has to deal with these situations. And dear God, please watch over all of us and give us the patience to get through this, and the knowledge and the understanding to help others find their way through Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen. That was a good one.
Thanks. All right. Do you have anything else to say or promote or whatever?
No promotion, just gratitude and thanks to everybody who is watching now and in the chat. I haven't seen it, but let me go real quick. Thank you, Melanie, Mesa Melt, Ryan, but first and foremost, thank you, Ceiling Fan Man, for having me on here. Thanks to Rogue Nation for inspiring me to start this channel and leading me into what I've done. That guy who is my neighbor now inspired me to do this.
What a blessing.
So thank you all. Thank you.
All right. And with that, we're going to let Finn go with his family. You get this. He says this with a knife in his leg.
Class is dismissed.
All right. So we're going to do this again, God willing. Let's do this again, you and I, and I'll definitely do something next Friday, and I'll see you, maybe other channels and stuff. But thank you again for being here, both you and Rogue. And now all we have left is the outro. So have a wonderful evening, my friend.
You too, brother.
See you soon.
And hugs to Jeannie. Love
Absolutely.
you.
And hugs to Mrs. Crispy.
Thank you, brother.
All right. And Mrs. Nation when you see her.
Yes. She's a sweet lady.
All right. Have a wonderful evening. Good night, everyone.
You too, brother.
I'm the satellite.
500 years ago, everybody knew the Earth was flat.
Satellite transfer complete.